What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday, February 9th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Infuriating night of NHL. And it really, I guess it wasn't as infuriating as when things are unjust in your action, because I just flat out lost in NHL badly. I just was wrong, just flat out wrong on the Habs, flat out wrong on the Oilers, and it's angry. I'm angry. And in NBA, looking back, it was such an easy card. I went 3-2, but it was everything it was very predictable. Let me leave it at that. So I was upset. I felt like I left money on the table. After the 0-0 first period in Vancouver versus Arizona, I was like, I thought, everything was going to work out there. When they scored 4 goals, the Canucks scored 3 goals in like 2 minutes. But when it was 3-1, I did live bet the under 6.5 to get like a 4/5 of a unit back. But it was just very, 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 very irritating. Very irritating. Now, hit the low watermark on the season. I've got 3 bets I'm making here. This is actually not just a low watermark of season. This is a low watermark that I've had in the 5 years of doing this publicly. So I'm just going to keep firing and not get too down on myself. And I'm excited about having Darryl on the show for NBA. I'm excited having Max on the show for NCAA basketball. So we're just going to keep firing away. But first, San Antonio, it's on, baby. So we have different offers coming in. This is our first offer for anybody looking for a hotel. We got a block of 25 rooms here. This is right downtown on the River Walk in San Antonio. So we have $106 plus tax. So that's 50% off for their weekend rate. And it's a nice discount on the weekdays. But the weekends, that is a 50% discount. And we have other deals coming in. So they've set up a block of 25 rooms there at the San Antonio downtown River Rock Red Roof. And we're going to have more deals for you guys coming in. So there you guys go. Shout out to all the cappers joining us right now. And we're going to keep talking about San Antonio because the list of cappers joining us down there is getting bigger and bigger. And I'm basically not leaving my apartment until San Antonio. So I can't wait to get down there. In all these situations of struggle, and we all have it in our lives, I just think, don't worry. You're going to be in San Antonio soon, baby. Ixnizzle in the house says heavy leans Raptors, thinking about Raps plus 600 to win the division. Again, God, it was just 5 days ago that we got a 28-1 on that bet. And we thank Dennis Garcia for pushing us towards that. Dennis got 40-1 on the division. I had a chance to hedge, and I wasn't going to this early, with the Sixers at minus 120. And thank God I didn't. Now, they're bigger favorites now. But it's the Celtics that worry me, Ixnizzle. It's the Celtics that worry me right now in that division. So we'll keep talking about that look. And they play the Thunder today. Viper NB in the house has easy money in NBA yesterday. It was too easy. It's funny you mentioned that. I mean, it just – I was going to go for the trifecta on the Bucks. I only take them first quarter. I mean, it was clear that, the Kings and the Blazers were in trouble, and disappointing. Sammy Calmer ready to go. James S. in the house. We got bananas and grapes. Kyle Hintlian, Justin Android, Bob Taylor. What a great group ready to attack. Justin Android wants to shout out Wild Goalie Kakkonen. I said they pulled him too early. That was it was all disappointing, but we did. That was the only thing we cashed was the Jets team total under. There's Razor Sharp picks in the house coming off 6 straight winning day. Keep it going, Razor, my guy. Danny Lopez. I really felt like one of the problems with yesterday's capping, and it's okay to be wrong, and we're all going to be wrong at certain times. And I was extremely wrong, but it was how wrong I was, and how it's not only that though. How confident I was. I was really confident. Oh God. Hurts. All right. There is Jeff Slaughter in the house coming off, giving us yet another winner in footy. There is Henry Dice. There's Clint Starr, the Die Hard MMA podcast. I think we're going to get it back. I made 3 bets. And I do kind of want Dallas, but I need to know that Jason Robertson's in the lineup. So we'll find out all about that. Billy Friedrich, Cab, and there is Maxwell Smart says, I'm going to leave the alt spread alone today for the show. Both those spots should have cashed and did not. That's on me, 100. You know, it's a roller coaster ride. And, you're going for bigger scores, and it's worked. It's already worked. It's worked, and it's worked. This is the first time where it hasn't worked. So I can understand your trepidation here, but you were unlucky not to get one of them. Both teams won outright, and one by 4 points, one by 2 points. Irritating, but the capping was bang on. And Dan Kelly says, played that Philly Phoenix game like a Stradivarius last night. Not only that, Dan, but your look on the Denver Nuggets team total over was great. I was on it too. I followed that. They had 80 points at halftime. Felt good. Kent Davies says, please don't ever talk me into back in the Habs. I think I did that to a lot of people, and it was, I feel awful. And there's Reich says, NHL killed me last night. NBA blessed last night. I really led very, 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 very poorly last night and yesterday. Slatsy, and we were all on the Habs too. Slatsy was on the Habs. I was on the Habs. Turnsy's play today was on the Habs. And he's on the Flyers. Money line, minus 106. I could have got it at minus 110, but they moved to minus 115. I pulled the trigger. Okay, Kent, we'll get it back. We'll get it back starting today. We'll get rolling. There's Wine Time Sports. Dennis Garcia in the house. Nuke Worker says, chin up, Jimmy. Bad days happen. Yeah, they happen. It happens. And overall, it wasn't that bad of a day. So I did get the 1 unit back late on the under 6.5. Well, not quite a unit because it was juiced to minus 130. So cash wise, it wasn't quite a unit, obviously. But, winning night in the NBA, we're going to get it back. I know we're going to get it back. Harold Williams 3-1 day in yesterday. There is Piker in the house. Says, don't worry about the Celtics. They've beaten no one of value during their recent stretch. I'd love the hype to be valid as a Celtic fan. All right. Oh, no. Tiff missed a 9-game parlay. 1 rebound for Towns. Double. That hurts. Michael Irvine looking at Sweden. Minus 1.5 in Olympic hockey, says should be a 6-1 game. There is our guy, Jose, asking for your college basketball. We have Mr. Maxwell Smart joining us here shortly. So let's get right to work. Shout out to all you guys. No, Gokster will be here tomorrow and Friday. There's Jordy Nordman, Ray Charles. Great group. Let's get right to work. Thank you guys all for joining us. There's North Ender and Toite Latte. Thank you so much for the dono. I needed my spirits lifted right now, and a non-alcohol lifting is helpful too. Just a sober lifting is what I need. I'm not going to go over to Kraken every time. I need some morning glory. Is that what we call Kraken these days? Don't worry. We're all going to be taking shots of Kraken in San Antonio. I don't need to force them right now. But shout out to our guy, Toite Latte. All right, let's get right to work. We get into NHL. Let's get right to work. Thank you guys so much for joining us. All right. So a review of yesterday, 3-2 in NBA plus 0.8 units. It was just such an easy night. It's just ridiculous that I would. And NHL was horrific. 1-5, down 4.20 units. We had no taint action yesterday. The Bruins did not come through for Ron Crawford. Sehe got off the schneid. Sehe played today, Bucks minus 3.5. And Dan Kelly went 2-1. And the only one he didn't cash was that plus 140 bomb on the Celtics third quarter. And the other, there he is, right there. There he is.
You didn't mention the most important part about that victory, Jim.
A second steak. 2 steaks. 2 steaks. Okay, let's go. Cashman says edibles for breakfast. No, I've got to focus. Ken Davis says, when is San Antonio? Do you want to pop that graphic up one more time? Yes, Stan Lynch, it hurt very badly. All right. Danny, I apologize. There it is, Pub-A-Palooza, and there's our deal with the Red Roof. And I'm going to be there longer than that, 24th to 31st. I'll be there from the 22nd till the 5th, baby. Danny says about to make me a full-time gabber. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Danny. Okay, let's get to work right now in NHL. 7 p.m. Eastern, Detroit Red Wings 20-21 and 6-6, 12-3 on the road. At the Philadelphia Flyers 15-22 and 8, 8-10 and 4 at home. We're at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Alex Nedeljkovic, whom I do not believe in, 13-13 and 5, 2.90 goals in 8 games, average 9-11 save percentage, 1 shutout. Going up against Carter Hart, whom I do believe in enough. More than Nedeljkovic, maybe put it that way. 9-14 and 5, 2.80 goals against average, 9-15 save percentage, 1 shutout. Detroit, 16.2% power play, 77.3% penalty killing. Philly, 15% power play, 77.6% penalty killing. Let's go over to the Action Network. That is who is giving us our market moves these days, as the site that we used for years has turned to shit. So, let's go here. The Flyers open up at minus 134 as big favorites and get bet down. Get bet down to minus 110 and then start creeping back up again. FanDuel has them at minus 118. When we go over to the total side of things, open at 6, juiced as a pick 'em, and now it's juiced to the under. And I do have interest. On this over. Cole Coleone. Oh, and there we go. Jeff Slaughter giving us his look. This is the hottest footy capper out there right now, giving us Tottenham minus 1.5 at plus 155. 155. Mark Schillenberg said, had Boston first period last night in the over. Great game. I could have tripled up. Pens would have scored in the first, but nice all in. Great job, Mark Schillenberg. And said, I quit NBA. I even cashed on Milwaukee last night. Easy one there. It was easy. And look, one whole bouquet grabbed himself another steak. So that's going to help him in the steak count very, very much. The Wings went into the All-Star break losing 5-3 at home versus the Kings last Wednesday. Cole Coleone on the Red Wings money line. Mike M says Drew coming back from the All-Star game MVP should give a little boost to the locker room. Flyers puck bunny play of the day minus 110, 4-1 pre-break. Let's go. I do agree with you. That may help a little bit. It would help if they could get some center iceman back, but I do agree that will help. Sammy Comer says Wings are 7-2-1 as a favorite, 9-24 and 5 as a dog. Dylan Larkin, 23 goals, 21 assists. He's been good. His first All-Star break since his rookie season. He hasn't looked very good since that rookie season, so he's looked good. Flyers win an All-Star break by winning their second straight game, 3-1 at home over the Jets, following a 13-game losing streak. We've talked about Giroux. Cam Atkinson should have been their representative. Leads the team in goals with 17, points with 36, and plus 11 on a badly losing team. To put that, listen to this. The Giroux is a minus 6. So he's 17 better than Drew. He's 21 better than Travis Konechny and 32 better than James Van Riemsdyk. Those are the next 3 top scorers. They need Hayes, and especially, they don't need Hayes. Has not looked very good this year, but they need Couturier back so badly. Joel Farabee would help as well. And they were all week to week before the All-Star break. It's unclear if anyone can return. Prince of the City is laughing. He says, and Slatsy saying Brassard expected to be back. And we saw what Brassard was doing with Atkinson. They really had some magic together. That will help. And Prince of the City says, don't bet on Philadelphia teams. I'm betting on them here and not with a ton of confidence. Uncle Oliver says, how about the over 6? I have interest in the over 6. I went through the previous games that these teams have been playing, and oh, wow. Slatsy says Couturier announced out for the season. Oh, that hurts. Wow, that hurts. And Stan Lynch says Red Wings are 1-14 last 15 meetings in Philadelphia. And Slatsy says historical trends matter, giving us the same stat. So I moved on the Flyers at minus 115. What are they now? Let's move over to them now. They're minus 115 still. Michael Irving on the under 6. I need to get right. And I'm not overly confident in it, but I do expect the Flyers to take care of business. Oh, yeah, Mark, there'll be a show the show's not going to stop just because I'm, boozing heavily with my best friends. Doesn't mean the shows are going to stop. I'll be doing the shows. I'm pretty good at it. One thing that will happen is I'm not going to drink till 2 or 3 in the morning. I plan to be my most intoxicated around 5 to 7 p.m.
No, we're gonna get you drunk at like 10 in the morning. You're gonna see my
No,
smiling face in the morning. It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait.
that's not going to work really well. No, I'm good at it. I'm good at this. I'm good. It's just like Vegas kind of thing, Be at your most intoxicated between 5 and 7 p.m. And I'll still need because at 10 p.m., even if I'm still at the bar, that's fine. If I'm still at Southtown, but I'll be working. I'll be prepping for the following day. I'll start at when 10 p.m. will be the witching hour during the week. So I'll still hang out at the bar, but I'll be just with my computer prepping. So prepping. Look, the work is the most important thing. Well, in my life, the friendships I've built here are the most important thing, but they're all built because of the work that we've put in. So, Prince of the City says, I'll be out all night as usual. Look, come the weekend, I'm ready to party. There's Birdie in the house. Okay. Dan says Jimmy should split a room with Jose. Twatty says, Jimmy, you remember the Gabe Morency incident? The Gabe Morency incident was very, very funny. And we do have a little bit of time here. We're going into our second game. I will recap the Twate Latte Morency incident. It was great. So, we're Twate and I are very intoxicated right around that magic hour for us, about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. But Gabe is a few steps ahead of us. And Twatty just makes a joke to Gabe. And they haven't met yet. And Gabe's reply was he was going to smash the glass that he was drinking over Twatty's head or face. I'm not sure it was face, head, but he was going to smash the glass over Twatty's face. And I was like, whoa, 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 you guys. I know you guys are going to love each other. Let's just take a step back. Let's take a deep breath. We're all very drunk here. I know you guys are going to be fast friends. I know it. So let's take, and sure enough, we found some peace right away. And then they went out till 8 in the morning. And Peter and I had a show at 9 in the morning, and they were there. I think that Gabe didn't last too long, but Twatty lasted through the whole entire show with his sunglasses on. Okay, let's move on to 8 p.m. Eastern. Nashville Predators 28-14-4, 14-7-4 on the road at Dallas Stars 23-18-2, 15-6-1 at home. American Airlines Center, Dallas, Texas. And see, Dennis says, I trust Jimmy's professionalism. Yeah, look, I've been in I went down to Costa Rica for a big conference before I started working down there. And, it was all open bar and everything. And, you're in Costa Rica. And, at 10 o'clock every night, because it was my first chance to work with Peter every morning. So at 10 o'clock every night, I went back to my hotel room and started working. And I worked till 1 in the morning. And then I woke up at 5:30 in the morning and kept working. It's just, this is what I want to do is I want to work and I want to succeed. And I didn't do that last night and I'm angry. All right. So Birdie has moved on the Nashville Predators, and it makes me hesitate. But if Jason Robertson is not in the lineup, I'm never going to bet the Dallas Stars ever. And Jason Robertson's dealing with an eye infection. Also, notice that this opened at 6.5, heavily juiced to the under, moves to 6, and is now at 5.5. Wow, 5.5 is too low. But again, no Jason Robertson, no bueno. As soon as I know that Robertson is in the lineup, if anybody can find out that Robertson is in a lineup, then I will take the over and I'll bet the Stars. But then, I am higher on the Stars, and Birdie's made a lot of money on the Predators so far. Nashville, 25.2% power play, 82.2% penalty killing. I did not believe in this squad, and Hines has done one hell of a job, Johnny Hines, on this coaching this hockey team. Dallas, 25.6% power play, 76% penalty killing. The Preds came into the All-Star break as winners of 4 or 5. Remember, they had gone 0-4-1 before that, and we faded them with success against the Canucks, and then we bet the Canucks against them in their last game, 4-2 win. They've scored at least 4 goals in each of their past 4 wins. Philip Forsberg having a hell of a year, 5 goals over his past 4 games, 24 on the year. The Preds are a healthy group, only missing Matt Benning right now. So, a healthy group. Oh, I say Matt Benning, and I immediately think of our guy, Matt Janning. So I do want to give a quick shout out to Matt Janning, a low bagger since we started and big in the thoroughbred horses with Razor and our thoroughbred group. And Matt Janning, a star of the Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Again, just a taint hair under 40% from 3. And he's led the Kawasaki Brave Thunders into the Emperor Cup final. So shout out to a pro basketball player among us, and great guy, and friend of the show, Matt Channing. Shout out to Matt Channing. Puzzler says Jason Robertson estimated return today. I would like him to be there. Oh, Sammy says Bonus expects him to play tonight, and he's on ice for the pregame skate. And TJ says Dallas team total under 2.5 plus 130 might play on this. Wow. And Dennis Garcia says 2 teams I don't believe in easy pass. Lee and Dallas have forced to choose. Okay. Well, this is the information that I love getting from you guys. And not Flush on, great to see you. Look, I went against the market moves and it hurt me badly yesterday. But I'm going to trust. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to go against the giant move towards the under, and I'm going to take the over. Birdie says Dallas off a break's not a place I want to back them. Look, I couldn't agree with you more. But Ryan Johansson and Matt Duchene off a break is also a situation I don't want to back under any circumstances. So I've said in the past that I would never back the Stars off a break. And with little Joe Pavelski, with Alexander Radulov, who's been playing terrible, who needs to step it up if he wants to make money in his future as an NHL hockey player, I'm going to go against this because I don't trust Matt Duchene and Ryan Johansson being locked in either. Res Mob, you better. So these are going to be my additions. I'm going to add the over 5.5, and I'm going to add Dallas, a money line in. Maybe I like the over 5.5 better, but and you know what? I did read what Jamie Benn said about this game. He said he had an interview yesterday, and look, I don't trust him, but he seemed pretty locked in. Von Polo, what up, man? Yes, I do. Sorry. Sorry, Von Polo. I missed that question. Sorry, my man. Yes, I fly in on Teese, our homie from Philadelphia. It's his 50th birthday. I fly in with Mr. Gogster on Tuesday, the 22nd. So Pistol Pete Loshak will be doing that show solo because I fly in the morning. I get in, and it was so much cheaper to fly on the Tuesday, so I did that. Okay, so I am adding both these, which is going against a lot of people in the chat. And Polo this, Polo that says both to score in the first at plus 176. I also looked at that bet, Polo this. Interesting. Yes, Nutflesh Allen Slaughter does have a soccer pick. We'll get Jose to pop that up on the screen right now. Okay, let's move on to 8 p.m. Eastern, and this could blow up in my face. I was extremely disappointed with the Oilers game last night. And when Riley Smith blocked a shot and went down at the end of the first period shorthanded and 2-on-0, it was nice, simple, easy play, nice goal. I was in trouble. And look, I don't want to back Stuart Skinner, but why not? Why not Stuart Skinner? Koskinen has been below average. Mike Smith shit the bed and they put a ton of pressure on him. So why not Skinner? Now, when you put pressure on a kid like this, there's it's Von Pol flies on the 24th. Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing we want you guys to know is that if you don't fly in the morning when my show's on, we're picking everybody up at the airport. Jose and I are going to pick up everybody. So let us know your times that you come in. We will come grab you with drink and blunt in hand.
There will be a fun. I drive. Me driving is going to be a good time. I'm a great driver. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited. So everybody gets picked up by us, by Jose and me. So let us know when your flights come in, and we will pick them up. Princess says, "Do you have the hotel yet?" We have a hotel, but I have not booked there yet. I'm not sure exactly where I'm staying. We're figuring that out as soon. I will know that soon. So I don't have that yet.
Wait, you're not staying with me?
No, I'm not. Sadly not. And there's our guy, Fat Wally, in the house. Wally, we love you. Okay, let's go back to this spot. So, Nick Schnizzle's getting his flights this weekend. I love it. Flights are cheap, man. Flights are cheap. So, Marc-Andre Fleury, Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner's been okay this year. 5-6-0, 2.85 goals against average, 9.08 save percentage. Edmonton power play was the best in the league. Now third in the league, 27.7% power play, 77.6% penalty killing. Maybe I'm reaching here. Cashman looking for the promo code. Can you pop the promo code up there one more time? Maybe I'm reaching here on this Blackhawks Oilers spot. Yeah, Sean, I'm in on that Tuesday. And I'm there for 14 days. Maybe I'm reaching here. But I took the Oilers first period -0.5 at +135 to be an angry group and come firing at these Blackhawks, whom I don't trust. And then I took the Oilers -1.5. There was a -1 available this morning after it went down from -192 opener last night down to -175. It was -175 +135. I could have got the -1 for -117, but I kind of hummed and hawed on it whether I want the -1 or the puck line. And in that 20 minutes of figuring out what I wanted to do, it moved to -180 +130, which made it a -122 -1 line, and I didn't want it. Von Polo says you'll be at the hotel with us. We're figuring all that out because we're shooting a bunch of things. So I have a friend, filmmaker, coming down who's going to help shoot everything, and we're there for 2 weeks. So I'm just not entirely sure. This Dennis says trust the Oilers character. Oh gosh, no, you're absolutely right, Dennis. And trusting the Dallas Stars character could easily blow up in my face. And look, if I come back here tomorrow after just taking it right in the goat hole in NHL, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I don't know what I'm going to do. Capping wise and financially, to be honest with you. There's Sweaty Butcher. Will be in Houston until the 26th. If my flight on the 26th is later in the day, I was thinking of catching overnight San Antonio on Friday night. Oh, yeah, Sweaty Butcher. We do it. We do it right. There's our guy, Robert Cherry, a.k.a. Trooper Ayash Allah, saying Detroit money line. So he's on Edmonton money line, Nashville money line, Vegas money line, Seattle money line, Vancouver +1.5. Demko is beasting this year. TJ looking at the under 6.5. I get that. I'm not sure what to do with this total. But let's just talk about the Blackhawks for a little bit. Blackhawks went All-Star break as losers of 3 straight. They were last seen a 5-0 loss at home to Minnesota. They're 1-5-2 in their past 8 games. They're not going to have Jonathan Taves. He's missed the last 3 games with a concussion. He's still out with a concussion. So they moved Dylan Strome as their number 1 line centerman. And he's been good. 4 goals, 7 assists in the last 11 games. DeBrincat also playing well. They still have the same guys out as they've had for a long time. Kyra, Lankinen, Tyler Johnson, Reese Johnson. That doesn't affect them. But yes, and Koskinen's got COVID-19. That's why he's not in. But Dennis is absolutely right here. He's absolutely right. Oh, look at that. Pierre Suarta says, I don't speak much on here, but I tune in every day. I just want to say I'm going to join you guys in San Antonio, flying in from Medellin, Colombia. See, these are, oh, man. Oh, that's so exciting. We got to keep track of everybody. And Pierre, let me know when you land, and we'll come grab you. We'll get everybody. Oh, that's so exciting. And look, Ron Crawford with me says, spreadsheet, play of the day, Edmonton in regulation. And Cashman says, rent a house with patio pool, can do a show there. I've used several times. Cashman 19, yes. Can you let us know what spot that is? We'd love to know that. Can you let us know what spot that is? And Dan Kelly saying, doing some research. The only team in the East with an easier remaining schedule than Cleveland is Toronto. Oh, that's a nice thing to read. Steve G says Oilers too unpredictable. Slat says Oilers getting shut out last night should result in the big boys coming out strong, but Skinner could give up a goal, which is why I love the first period over. Also on the Oilers first period. Clint says I hate this Oilers team. Trusting them always feels just awful. Oh yeah, no, we know what Verbo. We know vacation rental by owner. I thought there was a spot that you already liked. That's what I was saying. Yeah. Like I thought you'd used. Oh, you're saying you've used VRBO several times. Okay, I thought there was a house. Yeah, no, I know what VRBO is. I just thought there was a house. Trust me, look, come on. Okay, so we have Ron Crawford moving on the Oilers in regulation. So let's give a shout out to our Ron Crawford using the Oilers in regulation. All right, let's keep rolling. So I'm on the Oilers first period, -0.5 at +135 and -1.5 at +130. I think that I might be reaching here. If I could go back in time, I'd probably just take the first period. We move on to 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Vegas Golden Knights 28-16-3, 14-6-1 on the road at Calgary Flames 23-13-6, 7-4-4 home. Look, I don't know how Chandler Stevenson was in the lineup for Vegas. He got COVID on the 28th. So they had to falsify a test. They had to. You have to have had a negative test for at least 10 days. So if I had more time on my hands, I would try to find out that Vegas falsified some information and try and screw them all over. But it just doesn't make any sense how he could have possibly had a test that said he didn't have COVID 10 days ago. It's impossible. Fucking bullshit. Okay, Lehner, 19, 12, and 1, 2.76 goals against average, 910 save percentage. Steve G says staying away from Vegas, Calgary, dicey. It is a tough game to figure out. I did have a slight lean towards Calgary, but we've seen these teams who've played the night before come in looking pretty sharp early, and I don't want that Devils over Habs game to play too much into my head. Vegas, in Markstrom, how good has he been this year? 2.20 goals against average is fourth in the NHL. 7 shutouts. That's 3 better than anyone else in the NHL. No one else has more than 4. And also, he's going for that franchise record, right? The franchise record's 10. So, and that's Kipper, right? Make it Kippersoff as a record. Calgary, 21.1% power play, 84.3% penalty killing. Vegas on the second half of back-to-back after beating the Oilers 4-0 last night easily for their 3rd straight victory. Brady says best bet of the night, in my opinion, is Flames in regulation. Would lead Vegas first period, however. Interesting. DX Filer says the Vegas line's flat out wrong. Looks like a trap. I don't care. On Vegas plus 120. That's from our DX Filer. So that is this total opened up at 6. Nothing changed there. Let's go to the money line. Flames open up minus 126. They're now minus 140. And Slats is also on the Flames in regulation. Northander likes the under here, 6 a bit. So Chandler Stevenson and Jeffrey Blue like in the Flames. Chandler Stevenson did make the trip up north. Zach Whitecloud, Alec Martinez, defensemen remain out of the lineup. Flames went into the All-Star break as winners of 3 straight. They're last seen in a 4-2 win at Arizona. They look good. Johnny Gaudreau playing great hockey. Kachuk, Lindholm. I mean, you go down the roster. They have nice pieces to the puzzle. They have size in Monahan and Lucic. I don't like their defensive core, but if they have a chance of making around the playoffs, I think they grab another defenseman. All right, so let's move on. I find this very, very tough. And then the final game on the board. Look, I want to back Seattle after that great road trip. I do. I kind of want to fade Prosvetov, but I don't know if I can. Remo says, for show purposes, you need to stay at Jose's for a day or two. I'm sure his parents and Helga won't mind. Look, there probably is a family dinner at Jose's that will be there. JA says, let's get to NCAA slate. That's happening in 5 minutes. So Prosvetov, Grubauer, 12-17 and 4, 3.09 goals against average, 887 save percentage. He's not look good. Arizona power play, 12.2%, penalty killing, 72.3%. Seattle power play, 15.9%, penalty killing, 76.1%.
Jimmy, do me a favor and move around for me. You're very blurry currently.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Sorry about that. There we go. My apologies. Don't know why my camera did that. Arizona on the second half of back-to-back after getting shellacked by the Canucks 5-1 last night. Kraken snapped their 2-game losing streak in their last game before the break 3-0 win at the Islanders, but it was a great 2-2 road trip. Pittsburgh, Boston, New York. In New York, they played the Rangers and the Islanders. They're 5-4 since that 9-game losing streak. And Jamie Oleksiak is supposed to be back. So they're supposed to get Jamie Oleksiak back and Will Borgen expected back as well. Not that that's that important. Then Jaden Schwartz will be returning as well. So I would like to back the Kraken here. I saw that Birdie's on Arizona, and it's just too expensive for the Kraken. And are they really going to continue it over? There's my guy, Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. Stanley says, Kraken playing under hockey lately, leaning under 5.5. Yeah, I get that lean for sure. The break is a problem here. And I guess, and it blew up in my face last night. I guess I want the teams to have a game under their belt before I kind of feel comfortable knowing what to do with them. My plan was to bet the Kraken, and I have passed. Von Polo lands at 11 a.m. That's not too bad, Von Polo. But you'll probably have carry on. I mean, we could go grab you as soon as the show's over. Remember, the show is an hour earlier in San Antonio, so we should be able to grab you fine if you just chill at the airport for a minute.
Hour later.
Right? Hour later? What do you mean? No, it's not.
We're an hour. You're in Eastern time. We're an hour behind you.
Exactly. Yeah. So the show will be an hour earlier. So we'll be done the show starts then at 10 a.m. and ends at, I guess you're right, 12 or 12:30. We'll talk about that. All right, Brant Hunt in the house has got gold tonight. Miami, Notre Dame, Florida State, and says, put your nutsack on Wake. We're going to talk about that here very, very, very quickly. Birdie has a parlay for the group. Bird's Nest parlay. We haven't seen since the exhibition season. New York Islanders Canucks over with New York Islanders Canucks. That's over 5. Coyotes plus 1.5 at plus 220 ish. That's the parlay altogether. And TJ says, why is this a 6, not a 5.5? Oh, it is 5.5. It's moved to 5.5. The Arizona Seattle game. All right. Too bad. Von Polo says, me and my wife will wait. Okay, cool. We'll grab you. We'll grab you guys. Next up, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, New York Islanders 16, 17, and 6, 7, 7, 3 on the road at Vancouver Canucks 20, 20, and 6, 8, 8, and 3 at home. Rogers Arena in Vancouver, BC. Ilya Sorokin 13, 8, and 5, 2.31 goals against average, 924 save percentage, 4 shutouts. And we have a master list of who's coming. So if anybody's coming, let us know so we can hook you up and lock you down. You know. Yaroslav Halak, 2-4 and 2, 2.4 goals against average, 918 save percentage. For my money, he's been the best backup in the National Hockey League this year, but it's only been 8 games. Islander power play, 17.7%, penalty killing, 82.8%. Power play for Vancouver, 19.9%, penalty killing at 70.8%. And diehard MMA podcast says, I don't hate the play on the Coyotes. They actually played really well last night. I know the score is bad, but that game got off the rails after that meltdown. It was too bad. I thought that I was in business. So the Islanders coming to the All-Star break, losing 3 of 4. They're 17 points out of a playoff spot with 43 games remaining. I mean, it's done. That Barry Trotz described the 3-0 loss at home to the Kraken that saw them only muster 19 shots as one of the most disappointing games that I've coached as the Islanders coach. He's not very good with words, Trotz, but Canucks are on the second half of a back-to-back after dominating the Coyotes last night 5-1. 2 of 3 on the power play without Quinn Hughes. That went against my idea. I was wrong on a lot of shit last night in NHL, and it was extremely bothersome. I did not expect their power play to look good. I don't know if it's the Coyotes to blame or it's just, I don't know. And Daily Dose of Chaos says, I'm driving down from Austin on the wildest day. That would be Saturday. There's just new chaos in the house. Brady says the over 5 is a must bet. Historical trends matter. Says these teams just score versus each other. 5 is a perception line. Let's exploit it. And Stan Lynch agreeing. The Islanders, I don't expect this Canucks power play to do anything without Quinn Hughes. And yes, I was wrong with the Coyotes, but will I be wrong here? And it's Stu Chaos 3. No, yesterday. Nice job. Yes, Daily Dose Chaos. Saturday it is. Get in early. We're doing it up. Dennis Garcia says, why are the Islanders favored in Van? That's a legitimate question, too. I really don't know what the Islanders are going to give us here. I find them a question mark. Clint says, Demko was incredible last night. The scoring chances were amazing. The Coyotes had a lot of shots. A different goalie. That game is much closer. Slatsy says, over 7-1-1 in the last 9. All right. So, and TJ says 2 of the lowest scoring first period teams in the league, especially with Canucks at home. So, maybe it's best just to fade my action in NHL right now. And I agree with Dennis and Birdie that it probably shouldn't be the Canucks favored, the Islanders favored, but I'm on the Flyers already at minus 115, and I made the 2 bets on the Oilers game. Oilers first period minus a half, a plus 135, and the Oilers minus 1.5, a plus 130. I'm going to go with my gut here, and if I go down in flames, I'm going to go down in flames, but I have to do that. So I'm going to go against this heavy market move towards the under in the Predators-Stars game, and I'm going to back the Stars because Robertson's going to be in the lineup. So. No, Steve G. Demko will not be in that. It will be Halak, who's been excellent this year. Very, very good. So we'll have to see there. Okay, there you have it. That is the NHL. That is the NHL where I'm just taking it, right in the old prison pocket. And it hurts, man. Right in the old chocolate starfish. Right in the heart of the khakis. Right in the bottom mouth. Right in my brown eye. I have all these terms for losing, not enough terms for winning. And that's a problem. Let's move on to NCAA basketball. Just a man to boost our spirits. And it was unfortunate that he didn't have a very successful day yesterday. His reads were bang on. He went for big scores on the alternate line. And look, I respect it, man. I respect it. I respect him going for big scores. And I love watching him work. So please welcome to the show, the Cupcake King, Maxwell Smart.
Motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going atheist, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah.
Maxwell Smart. Happy Wednesday to you, my man. How are you?
Jimmy, I'm glad to see you. I like your hat collection as always. Very colorful, very freaking in with it. And of course, I have been following the Raptors. I did not bet the future that you did, but I am cheering for you like a hooker cheers for a fucking $20 bill while she's dancing on stage. Okay, it's gonna be fucking awesome. I like it. I like that you got some value. And I'm just fucking happy to be here on the show. Listen, we took some shots yesterday. We shot, we missed. Shooters shoot. They have a short memory, sort of like a dementia patient. And I'll tell you, I am refreshed. I have had fluids extracted. I did not have to go down to the homeless shelter last night. It was inside sexual intercourse, and it was thrilling. It was warm, and it was clean. I'm ready to go. Fuck with my eyes open, and I got some honey with me. Now I just need some chicken tenders.
Oh, you know that you've excited me. You've excited me with that breakdown. I love it. I love it, Max. Let's get right to work. We got Maxwell Smart joining us. Please jump in to the chat and let Jose know what you want broken down. We have a whole bunch of games up here. I'm going to get to Kyle Hintley here shortly. But let's start with Henry Dice because Cashman 19 and Henry Dice both want the same game. And it's a game that Brant said drop the hammer on Wake Forest. Wake Forest, NC State. Wake Forest opening up as minus 2.5 point favorites. They're now 3 or 3.5, Max. This total is opening at 152.5. There's 153 on the board now. This is rotation number 713, 714. Wake Forest, NC State, Max.
Yeah, listen, we've seen Wake Forest be able to go out on the road and get numbers over this total. The question is, can they go out on the road and can they win a game? Last time we did see them line like this, it was the Syracuse game. They ended up getting blown out. I think NC State here has some value as a team total over if this game is going to go over more so than Wake. But from a side perspective, by my first half numbers and by the wise capping of a friend of ours, Mr. Dabby Cab, I think that Wake Forest early and late is a good wire-to-wire play to get on.
I like it. Wake Forest early and late, says Maxwell Smart, and a bunch of cappers in our chat. Let's keep rolling along, Max. For whatever reason, this is not, and I'll have to give rotation numbers because there is a ton of games here on the board. But Ohio State Rutgers is what Kyle Hintley wanted to talk about, and it was pulled from the board at some of these books here. Let's just see if it's here at Pinnacle. And there it is. So this opened at 2.5. That's what Action Network said. It's moved to Ohio State as 3-point road favorites in this total at 135 juice to the over, Max. What do you think here?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Action Network is talking out of their ass because this line opened up at 3.5 in favor of Rutgers and moved within 2.5 hours. This is a spot where we have seen it before. We have gone to this party over and over again. It's sort of like going with that freaking baby moms that you don't want to actually see on a regular basis, but you want to have regular sex with. You know, you go with Rutgers. Rutgers could win this game outright. We know how hard it is to play in the rack with Caleb Mukele playing some of his best basketball of the year. It's not Caleb, it's John Mukele, whatever. The dude with the headband is freaking playing some good basketball. He has given Ron Harper and frickin' Geo Baker exactly what they need, another ball handler so that they could spot up on the perimeter. And with Paul O'Kelly, he's also been able to get to the rim and get to the free throw line. He's not athletic, he is not that quick, but he does find a way to score in those tight spots. I think that Rutgers surprises nobody tonight and wins this game outright. It may be a public track, Jim, but I think Rutgers is an outright winner tonight. So let's go with the money line. Let's go with the money line.
Ooh, official.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we have
let's go with
Max's
the money
first
line.
official pick, Rutgers on the money line. I'm going to grab that very quickly. But first, we have Kev Reed joining us. Made his first NCAA basketball bet yesterday. Kev Reed, a spectacular thoroughbred track capper and great guy. Great to see you, Kev. And thank you, Kyle Hintley, for the $10 dono, my man. That means a ton to us here at Pop Sports Radio. Thank you for your ongoing support. It means the world. So we have Max's first look. It's in. I'm going to line shop for him. That is Rutgers money line. Next up, we have from. Oh, sorry, we got a lot of games coming in. Next up, we have from Cashman 19. He wants to talk Loyola Bradley. This total just sitting at 131.5, which was the opener here. But we have Loyola opening up as 3.5-point road favorites, now 4.5-point road favorites. Max, take it away. Loyola Bradley, rotation number 737, 738.
I think that with Loyola Chicago, they're starting to play their best basketball of the year. This is where you do see the main competitors in the Missouri Valley Conference step up. This is a situation where Bradley is a team that gets up for the upper tier of the conference. We've seen it over and over again on the road as a double-digit favorite, as a double-digit underdog. Now we're seeing them as a short underdog at home. I think that there's definitely some value on Bradley first half. However, just like in the Missouri State game, I think that eventually Loyola Chicago finds a way to pull away. At this number right now, there's not enough value to me to make a play, but I definitely think that Loyola Chicago can win this game by multiple buckets.
And we got you, Rutgers. We got lots of line shopping going on in the chat, which is great. We got 127 at Pinnacle, 130 at Bookmaker, 141 at Circa. 141 at Circa. And Birdie says, been really enjoying capping NCAA. Hopefully I can keep on the plus side of good. So far, so good. And Krista Warren says, Max, your Huskies won me money yesterday. So did my West Virginia Mountaineers. Said I parlayed them both. Also played Huskies minus 5.5 solo. I jumped off that ledge. Nice work, Crystal Warren. All right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Jim, I'll just have to say this quickly. I can't tell you to bet on the Bonnies, on the Huskies, or even on Liberty. But I'm doing it behind the scenes. I enjoyed that game so much, but they definitely put me through the ringer because the refs were blowing the whistle every freaking time they breathed.
Yeah, it's tough when you watch your team in action. Let's keep rolling here. Also, those of you coming to San Antonio, we have options for gambling. So I'm opening up a new account somewhere just so I have so I can bet live with everybody. So don't worry, there's going to be heavy gambling with us all sitting there together. It's going to be fucking magic. Okay, so next up we have Baylor Kansas State. Baylor opening up as 6-point favorites. They moved to 7 or 7.5. Even there, it looks like there might even be an 8.5 here. Wow, I don't know if that is right, but that's what it says here. And from a total look, we have get over here. Sorry, taking a second. Man, this is rotation number 727, 728. We have it opening up at 135.5, and it's shot up to 137 or 137.5. Max, take it away. Baylor, Kansas State.
Yeah, listen, obviously the last time that these teams played, it was a pretty big margin of victory for Baylor. Baylor's going to have to be aware of that revenge factor tonight. And it is difficult to go into this K-State building and beat this team. They have a very nice trio of guards. I like how Marquise Noel's really adapted and asserted himself to be a key figure in this offense. He can take a lot of different guys off the dribble. And I think that he's going to be able to play a role in that tonight. However, when I look at the game from a side total and team total perspective, when I see Baylor and a team total under 75, I instantly jump. I don't know. It's like seeing a hot blonde with fucking double D's and they're out for everybody to see. You just don't stop looking.
That does sound very nice. move to Michael Irvalina. So he had Baylor K-State, and he is interested in Cal, Oregon State. I know this is a section of college basketball that you
Jim,
don't
I could
like.
already help you out. It's a pass.
It's a pass. Okay, I'll stop asking Pac-12. Should I just stop asking you altogether, Pac-12? Because there's some spots where you do have leans that have paid us out.
Yeah, listen, I think that there's going to be some spots in the Pac-12 that I love. I was on the UCLA Stanford over last night. That was just a fucking dreamboat of a first half play. But with this Cal Oregon State game, it is a complete pass for me as far as a show pick.
Our guy, Dabby Cabs, talking about Houston here. Wanting to know your thoughts of this Houston SMU game. Let me pull it up here. Show me your face. God damn, so many games. Okay. Oh, no, that's Hartford. Damn it. There we go. Rotation number 715, 716. This total opened up at 136.5. It's down to 134.5. And from the spread market, we have Houston opening up as 6-point road favorites. That's now 7 or 7.5. Max, take it away. Houston, SMU.
I think that with Houston's physicality and the fact that they are adapting to life without Marcus Sasser and Tremont Mark, it really hasn't stopped them. They have a very easy system to play with this personnel. I think that they dominate with physicality. I think that they dominate on the offensive and defensive glass. They extend possessions, and we've seen them perform very admirably, if not freaking spectacularly, on the road early on. If they put up 35 points, you know what's happening in this first half. It's going over. So I like Houston first half. I like the first half over in this game. And, SMU's talented, no question. In Moody Arena, they're unbeaten. This is going to be the biggest test on their schedule so far. And I think that they're going to fail. So I like Houston early, and I like points early.
Next up, Max, we have Duquesne Dayton. This one pops off at 6:30, and it is Mark Schillingberg. Also, shout out to Archie Bunker. He was interested in that SMU Houston game as well. Mark Schillingberg wanted to talk Duquesne Dayton. This spread opened up at 13.5 points, and we've seen no movement. And from a total perspective, opened up at 128. It's dropped down to 127 or even 126.5 at FanDuel. Max, Duquesne Dayton.
Yeah, we actually saw this number open up at 14.5, Jim. And I do think that Duquesne probably is the spot when you want to talk about a side here. From a total perspective, I want to take an under with this Dayton team. I love their versatility up front. I love how they rebound the basketball, and I do love their clutch shot making ability. However, laying 13.5 points with them at home is just not an enviable task. I think that if anything, I take a shot on Dayton's first half team total over. If they're going to be up and they're going to rout these guys, we're going to know early. So nothing official for me, and only a lean to Dayton first half team total over.
Our guy Ick Schnizzle wanting to talk rotation number 709, 710, Detroit Mercy, Robert Morris. This total sitting at 142.5, and we have Mercy opening up as 2.5-point favorites, and that's where they stand. Take it away, Max. Detroit Mercy, Robert Morris.
I think that when we look at this Robert Morris team, they've really adjusted and adapted to adversity within their program and within their roster. I think that builds definitely some goodwill for me as a bettor. This is a team that has a capable point guard in Michael Green. They're very physical on the glass. They are going to score some muck, but playing at home and playing on the road is night and day for them. I think that Robert Morris as a small home dog, if you're getting 3 or more, has value. However, if you can't stop Antoine Davis from the perimeter and he's going to go off, especially with this team not having Noah Waterman or having him, it's a difficult spot to get on, but I would lean towards Robert Morris as the home dog.
And big shout out to our Deacon Mike. He's betting Missouri State team total over 69.5. Says Missouri State has scored 69 or more in 9 of their last 10. So shout out to our guy, Deacon Mike. We have games coming in from Billy Friedrich. One of them is Oakland Youngstown. This is rotation number 703, 704. Oakland opening up as 3-point favorites. We've seen 2.5 hit the board. And from a total look, it's opened at 144. We see just 143.5. It's not a ton of movement there. Max, take it away. Oakland, Youngstown State.
Yeah, I think that when we look at Oakland, we expect a double-digit type win against this Youngstown team. Let's not forget, Youngstown doesn't really shoot well over the zone, and that's what they're going to get from Oakland a lot of this game. Why does Oakland have to play zone? Because they just don't have a lot of personnel that they can throw in there in case somebody picks up a couple fouls. I think that with Jalen Moore, he's going to be the best point guard in the game, even though my fellow Canadian Shamar Raton-Mays is on the other side. I think that this is a duel that he just is not going to be able to win. If Jalen Moore's effective with his shooting and being able to facilitate the way that we see him on a regular basis, I don't see why Oakland can't cover this number. The one issue is that the numbers moved against them, and it does seem like a trappy spot, but I stepped right into the trap, unfortunately. So hopefully I survive and I don't lose any of my key limbs.
I like it. Maxwell Smart rolling with us and breaking down any game that you would like. And we are working with the very own Billy Friedrich right now. Billy Friedrich wants to talk rotation number 697, 698, Western Carolina, Chattanooga. This total opened up at 143. We've seen it go up to 144.5. And from a spread look, Western Carolina opening up, the Canucks is 18-point dogs, now 17 or 17.5. Take it away, Max.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting number as far as the spread taking Western Carolina. I haven't really been able to get on the right side of it, so I did stick to the first half total in this game. I think that we're going to see Chattanooga clamp down. David Jean-Baptiste is back in the lineup, so they are at full strength from a backcourt perspective. But if Silvio D'Souza isn't in the lineup and then Casey Hankton isn't in the lineup again, that could be what Western Carolina needs to get Cam Baycott and Nicholas Robinson that room to drive to the bucket and keep this game close. I think that we see a steady scoring uptick from Chattanooga in the second half that we aren't seeing in the first. I think that that's where the value is. And if you can get 70.5 or under on the first half, I'll make that official.
All right, 70.5 or under.
Well, no, excuse me, 70.5 or over. That's what I meant.
Sorry, 70.5 or over. Okay,
Yeah.
I will.
Then you could say that you can get 57, and then I have to take that.
Okay, I will look for that. That's Western Carolina, Chattanooga. I will look for that. Next up, we have Xavier Seton Hall. Seton Hall 3.5-point favorites. It's juiced towards the dog and Xavier at Pinnacle, and this total at 142.5, heavily juiced to the under. Max, take it away.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I have problems stopping myself from doing, and that's spite betting against programs that I despise. And I think I've said it on here a couple times before. I despise freaking Seton Hall like I despise freaking honey mustard, and I don't like honey mustard. So I don't want to bet this game. If you were to give me a free bet, I'd take Xavier with the points because I do think that now that they're healthy, it's just a matter of time before we start to see the best of Zach Fremantle and Nate Johnson in the same game.
Western Carolina, Chattanooga, I can get you a 68.
Okay, that's way too low. Sorry.
So no, okay.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's keep rolling right along. J.A., thank you, my man. Let's keep rolling. Next up, we have Billy Friedrich wanting to talk American Bucknell. American Bucknell. Let me see if I can. Here we go. We have it's a extra game, so no rotation number here at action. But we have Bucknell opening up as 5-point favorites. We see a 5.5 bet MGM, a 4.5 at FanDuel. And from a total look, it's dropped a 1.5 or 2.5 points. It's either 137.5 or 136.5 from a 139 starter. Max, take it away. American Bucknell.
Yeah, this isn't a spot that I really have an edge on. I think that the line's pretty much where it should be. And it's just a stay away for me right now.
All right. Jay Peasy in the house wanting George Washington and UMass. Let me get over there and see what we are dealing with here from our guy Jay Peasy. And here we go. Rotation number 689, 690. This total's dropped 2 points from 152.5 to 150.5. And oops, I screwed this up. Let me get the spread up here and get to this spot here. From a spread look, shit, that's UMass Loyal in my face. From a spread look, we have UMass opening up as 7-point favorites, 8 or 8.5, Max.
Yeah, listen, I think that with this George Washington team, it does seem like a number that could be a little too big, but I want to point out the fact that UMass now has TJ Weeks back in the lineup, and now you have a pretty freaking decent arsenal of different guys that can put some points up. Noah Fernandez has to be able to lead this team. He is a 40-40-75 guy, and his ability to take you off the dribble and also have enough vision to get you the ball in the corner, get you the ball out on the wing is key to the success of UMass. At the end of the day, the one weakness that I see with them is what happens when Trent Buttrick picks up early fouls. This becomes a very small team, and that is where I think that George Washington can really even the playing field and keep this game closer than they really should. If I were betting this game, I would take George Washington on the spread as the dog. And what I have bet in this game is the first half under.
Max, next up, we have a big one. And this one gets off a little bit earlier than the other games, a half hour earlier. This is from Jay. He wants to talk Georgia, Florida. Second game on the list, rotation number 685, 686. Florida opening up is 15-point favorites. We now see 14.5. And this total opening up at 145.5 is dropped to 143.5 or 142.5.
Yeah, listen, this is a spot where I was on the overnight, on the spread, and on the total. I did take the full game under, and I did take Georgia at the number. I think that while Georgia definitely could be in a situational letdown spot, and I don't expect them to pull the outright upset, they are capable of it. We've seen them almost do it twice and do it actually once. So going on the road is definitely a different thing, especially going into the swamp. I do think with Colin Castleton back, Florida is at their best because they can slow it down. They can speed it up. At the end of the day, though, guys that aren't named Colin Castleton still have a very lackworthy reputation when it comes to hitting jump shots, whether they be open or contested. You just really don't know until you start watching them on the floor. I think that Georgia finds a way to stay in this game and keep it competitive. And I think that they do it by clamping down defensively. And maybe this is one of the games that Florida bombs out and can hit even open jump shots.
Max, next up is from our guy Stan Lynch. He wants to talk Richmond, George Mason. The total opening up at 137.5, now 136.5 or 135. And the spread look here is George Mason opening up as 1-point favorites. They're 1.5 at some books and just a half-point favorite at the others. George Mason, lukewarm favorite here at home. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a pass for me as far as the side or total. I just am not interested in betting this game on the quick turnaround. I do think that Richmond has the personnel advantage, but there's no value to me for betting it.
Shout out to Jay Peasy. Thank you for the $5 dono, my guy. All right, so that was Stan Lynch and Elliot V wanted to talk about that Richmond George Mason spot. So we move on to Robert McLaren. He wants to talk Hampton, UNC Asheville. And let me see if I can find the rotation number for everyone. And what's wrong with me? Oh, here we go. This one's the early game up on the list. UNC Asheville opening up as 10.5-point favorites, now 10-point favorites. And the total has opened. Wow. It says here they opened at 130.5, shot all the way up to 138.5 at DraftKings. Is that real?
Yes, it did. Yes,
Whoa.
It did.
Whoa. Take us through this.
Well, I think that we've seen Hampton have some elevated scoring. We've seen them now in consecutive games start to be able to eclipse that 60-point plateau where for 2 months they weren't able to do it. I think that when you have now some more experience off the bench, and you get an outlier performance from a guy like Marquise Goodwin, that is what's going to help you out in that situation. I think that you're going to need a full team balance effort to stay within this number. UNC Asheville, from a talent perspective, they definitely check all the check marks. I just can't trust laying this type of number with them, even at home, even in a situation where typically in most years I'd be betting for them to rout. So I lean towards Hampton. I think Hampton first half money line is a nice underdog shot if you want to take, and the +5 or +5.5 is also a good number.
I like it. Let's keep rolling. Our guy Rez Mob wanting to talk Cornell, Columbia. For those of you not on the East Coast, this is a game that will take you through your workday. It pops off at 5 p.m. Eastern. This total opened up at 158.5. It's still there, or 158. And from the spread look, Cornell opening up as a 15.5 point favorite. Now Big Red sitting at 14. Max, take it away, Columbia, Cornell.
Yeah, I'll make an official play on this game for the show. I will take Cornell first half team total over 41.5. It's a pretty juiced number, Jim, and usually I would not make one of these official on the show. But after watching Cornell's game against Pennsylvania, punching the desk, screaming things at the kids that I can never repeat on this show, I think that they are going to come out and Jordan Jones is going to fuck with his eyes open. So when I looked at this game and I did my projections, I had 44 points for Cornell. If they get up and down against this Columbia defense, which is open like a sieve at times, I do think that we get over this and it isn't too much of an ass clencher. So give me Cornell team total over 41.5 minus 124.
That is available right now at Pinnacle. You got it, Max. That is all yours. We are going to stay in that conference for Harvard Yale. Isaiah Scurry wanting to talk about this Harvard Yale spot. Let's see what this line is. Apologies, moving fast enough. Where are you? Harvard, Yale. There we go. Yale opening up, Harvard opening up as 1 point home favorites. That's moved to 1.5 or 2. And from a total look, it's gone from 140 to 140.5 or 141.5. Max. Ivy League, Yale, Harvard.
Listen, plain and simply, in this game that they recently played, 4 days ago, I lost on the over. And I thought that this was going to be a game that cruised over 140 with Yale hitting a bunch of threes. Unfortunately, Harvard did absolutely nothing. They scored 14 points in the first half. They didn't have Chris Ledlum back. Now I believe that they're going to have Ledlum back in this game, and that's going to provide the help Noah Kirkwood needs. This is a long, athletic Harvard team that can get into passing lanes and take the ball away from you if you're sloppy with it. I think that this is a situational revenge spot. We've seen how Harvard performs in the second game after having an abysmal performance. They come back and they get it. I like Harvard to win this game, and I like them at 1.5 also.
Next up, the rotation number right underneath, but this is an extra game. Central Arkansas, Kennesaw State. King Art, our guy King Art wants to talk Central Arkansas, Kennesaw State. This total's gone from 151.5 down to as low as 149 at DraftKings. And from the spread look, it's gone from 10.5 all the way up to 12 at Sugar House. 12-point favorites for Kennesaw State. What do you think here, Max?
Yeah, listen, we've seen Kennesaw put up points. It's not a matter of can they put up points and can they get this game over? It's a matter of can UCA bring this home dominance that they have out onto the road and do their part for the total. From a side and personnel perspective, Kennesaw has a lot of value. They're healthy now. Chris Youngblood's back in the lineup. Jameer Moultrie can spark the offense coming off the bench. And you just have a bunch of different guys that can break you off the dribble and get to the rim. They have very good chemistry. They have good continuity. And the way that they score the basketball from the perimeter is going to be key. If they hit jump shots, Kennesaw's able to win this game by margin. If they aren't and they're forced to get to the rim, they're forced to make free throws, that is going to be a problem for them. If you gave me a free play right now, I would say Central Arkansas with Darius Hall and Eddie Kate. Not even gonna bother. Central Arkansas would be able to at least keep this game close first half. If you can get 5.5 or 6, I think that's a good play. Central Arkansas has faded on the road as games have gone on. However, they have been pretty good and pretty consistent starters versus similar opponents, is the easiest way to say it. So at the end of the day, I think that UCA has value as a first half dog, and then I'd have to go from there and evaluate at halftime.
It is almost time for NBA. So get your. I think actually you don't need to get any more in. We've got enough. We're not going to be able to get to everybody, but thank you for sending in. Next off, we have Jeff. Jeff wants to talk Cincy. Sorry, let me pull this down. Oh, he wants to talk a Cincy Wofford parlay, but let's start with Cincinnati, South Florida. Cincy opening up at -6, now -7 or 7.5, and the total has gone from 121.5 all the way up to 124.5. Max, take it away.
Yeah, listen, I think that with Cincinnati, they got to be on red alert. I don't want to see South Florida get onto a mini winning streak. This definitely has a little bit of a trappy feel to it. However, if Cincinnati can't win this game, then they got no chance of being able to make a run through the American Athletic Conference tournament.
Let's Isaiah. Yeah, we just did Yale Harvard 5 minutes ago for you, Isaiah. I hope, but just back up and you'll get to check it out. There's Tata Booker. Great to see you. Tata says, I feel lucky today. It's my birthday. I like hearing that, Tata. I'm very curious to hear whom you like. Next up, we have from Robert Franklin, Northern Kentucky, Milwaukee. Northern Kentucky, Milwaukee. Let me pull this up. While I'm looking for Northern Kentucky, Milwaukee, what do you think of the Wofford-Samford spot? This total sitting at 147 or 146.5. And we have this rotation number 733, 734. Wofford opening up as a 3.5-point favorite. That's down to 2.5, Max.
Yeah, I think that you're definitely getting a better number on Wofford now if you waited it out. I think that Wofford on the road has shown that they can win against tempo teams like this. I think that shutting down Q Glover is going to be the number one priority for them on defense. And with the way that this offense functions from the perimeter and how they can score with BJ Mack down low, I think that the parlay is looking pretty good as long as Cincinnati doesn't slip up like Temple did.
And then the final game here. Thank you for everyone bringing in their games, suggesting games for Max to break down. We have NBA coming up next. And big shout out to Tata Booker celebrating her birthday today. We love capping with you. Respect and love. Next up, and the final game here, rotation number 731, 732, Northern Kentucky, Milwaukee. Northern Kentucky opening up as 2-point road favorites. They moved to 2.5, Max. And from a total look, we have it going from 135.5 up to 137.5.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when we look at this game, it's a real simple spot. You either back Northern Kentucky or you leave the side alone altogether. I'm going to back Northern Kentucky. They owe me about freaking $600 from their last loss. So I do think that I'll start collecting tonight from them. I'll make it official, Jim, as well, because it's just, it's a black and white play. You take Northern Kentucky or you just leave it alone.
And thank you to Chris DeHood. He found you that team total over 41.5 at -122. So he saved you
Appreciate
2 cents
Chris.
there. Yeah, that's very helpful, Chris. That's over at FanDuel. Northern Kentucky is going to be the final spot on Max's card here at Betting with the Bag. But if you want to hear more action, remember 5 p.m. Eastern, NCAA net profits, Maxwell Smart and Connor Mack rolling together. So let's get you the best line for Northern Kentucky here. -2.5 at -108 at Pinnacle. And let's see if Circa can beat that before we get into NBA basketball. And still frustrated. It was such an easy day yesterday and only be up 0.8 units is frustrating. And more juice there. So we're going to take it. So -2.5 for the Norse. Here we go. Northern Kentucky. -2.5. Northern Kentucky -2.5 and -108. locked in for Maxwell Smart. And shout out to Kev Reed, says, appreciate the info, Jimmy and Maxwell, placing some NCAA bets today, prepping for March Madness. Prince of the City, much love to you. Polly Walnuts, what's happening? Also, we have Big Show picks in the house. And Max has Rutgers, money line, plus 141. Cornell, first half, team total over at minus 122. And Northern Kentucky, minus 2.5 and minus 108. Max, my man, we weren't graced by the elderly, beautiful ladies that we had yesterday. I know that was a lot of fun. But today was all focused action from you, Max. Okay, there's one for you, Max. We love you. Any last words? Oh, and by the way, you did inspire Pete to write down his final words yesterday on the show, because your final words have been so good.
Well, I saw that, Jim. I was touched that he was inspired by me, but we're definitely gonna have a one-on-one where I give him some keywords, some subjects to focus on, because I believe he could do better. He could write better, I believe. And obviously, Jim, it's a pleasure to be here with you in this morning. I took Gus to the cleaners last night, and that literally gives me a half chub. So I'm ready to fuck with my eyes open today, dip my chicken tenders in honey, and of course, grind college basketball games until the sun comes up. Have a great day, guys.
I love it. There he is, Maxwell Smart. Again, check him out Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, and follow him on Twitter at CBMS420. And we move from NCAA basketball to NBA basketball. And your special guest on our show was on a 16-game winning streak early last week and 2 weeks ago into early last week. And a couple hiccups here and there, but we love capping with him. And he's gone through some tough times over the last few days, and he's become such a big part of our family so quickly. We have so much love for your next guest, and I'm really, really happy that he's joining us, because there's so much tough and stuff that goes on outside, and there's so much stuff that we have to deal with family-wise, and having the opportunity to come here and cap together is, the happy place, whatever you call it, but it really means that to me, and I'm so glad that he's here with us. I love capping with him, and usually he's got to cap an 11-game card with us. This is a bit of a reprieve, just 6 games. Please welcome to the show, it's Darryl in the house. Darryl, what's up, my man?
Yo, what is good? What is good, Jimmy? Really, really happy to be alive, amongst other things, but I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be talking ball. Happy to see all my people in the chat, man. I know I've been off for a couple of days. Haven't played any ball since Friday. First and foremost, thank you for your condolences, brother. I appreciate it. And always hug the ones you love, Always hug the ones you love. So to all of my people in the chat, I appreciate y'all greatly. Some of y'all have reached out to me. But as they say, the show must go on, man. And so, when you have bad things that happen, the good thing is you can always, kind of compartmentalize those things. And that's what I'm doing now, man. I am eager to win some money, So when I tell you I'm on a vengeance right now, that's what's about to happen. Small card, large card, I don't care what it is. I'm smacking the bookies.
Oh, I love it. And we love you, man. You've become such a big part of our family in such a short period of time. Shout out to Zoe Faye. Says, Leche, let's get this cash. Big 1999 dono. Thank you so much for your support, Zoe. It means so much to us. And the man sharing the screen with me means so much to us as well. So we're honored that you want to spend time with us. You want to cap with us. And we just love it. We love it so much. First off, yesterday was very predictable. And the fact that I went 3-2 and lost on a couple first quarter dogs was very upsetting. Should have been a big winning day. So
hey, wait, Jay. Wait. You're betting first quarters now? Have I imprinted on you?
Vipe I've always been about the dogs in the first quarters. So for years, like when the Cavs were terrible, I was loving them first quarters, and when the Hawks were god awful 3 years ago, I went 8-2 on my first 10 first quarter bets with them.
Yeah.
But I don't cap it with near the expertise that you do. I just kind of love the dogs and go on fields when I think
Yeah,
the dog will be live early. So you have taught me many things in how to succeed in first quarter and not just go
absolutely.
off of feel,
Yeah.
which is
Hey,
something that I've been doing.
I would have to agree, man. It's kind of a science, right? But I like them. I like first quarters and first halves. I think if you have a niche or niche, right, then you kind of stick to it. So, but yeah, Jay Money said this is a tough card today, and I have to completely agree. I have to completely agree with that. This one is tough, but I think there are some good spots here. Some good spots today.
So do I, and I meant to already bet the Spurs. I don't know what happened. I think I realized now I'm looking back what happened like 20, 25 minutes. I meant to have them at 6. Now it's 5.5.
Yeah,
Big shout out to Ick Schnizzle,
Ixnizzle.
Ohio's finest. He'll be running in San Antonio with us. Shout out to Ick Schnizzle. Thank you so much for the dono, man. It truly means a ton to us. And this is what we want to do, and it's
Yeah,
what
I'm gonna see you in
modern
San
business-
Antonio, Jay.
Say what, my man?
I'm gonna see you in San Antonio, bro.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
official.
Oh,
It's
that's
official.
so exciting. That's so
Yeah.
exciting. Oh man. What are the dates that you're gonna be there? What are the days you're gonna be there?
So the official date is gonna be the 20th, but I'm gonna be in Houston for a little
Okay.
bit, and then I'm gonna
Okay.
go from Houston to San Antonio. So I'll be
Oh,
out there for a minute,
Oh, perfect. So you can pick your spots. Oh, that's beautiful. That
Yeah.
is absolute beautiful.
and I'm gonna be drunk every fucking day, dog. Every day, like I'm not gonna be sober 1 hour of the day. I'm going to wake up drunk. I'm going to drink all day. I'm going to go to sleep drunk. I'm going to dream drunk, and then I'm going to wake back up again drunk and repeat.
You're inspiring. You're an inspiring young man. You're an inspiring young man. I know I've got to work hard while I'm there, so I can't. I'm going to shut it down as early. Well, I'm not going to shut down, but I'm going to start working at the bar about 10 o'clock every night. Stu Chaos says, "Look, don't downplay Levert debut on the Cavs tonight."
Yes.
It's not that I'm going to downplay it; it's that I'm going to bet against it.
I wouldn't.
I'm going to. I do not believe that. Sure, he's going to bring some excitement, but he's also going to change the rhythm around. We need to talk about whether you think that Garland will be back. He's dealing with the back injury. So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Right now, we got Trotwam, we got Vipe, we got Von Polo. He's loving drunk dreams. Von Polo's
My
loving
brothers.
drunk dreams.
Oh, those are the best.
He just celebrated his birthday yesterday. So I imagine that he was.
Okay. So he should still be drunk.
He probably is. And it's Tata's birthday today. So I'm sure she's.
Happy birthday.
about to have
Salute.
her
Happy
be-
born day.
San Antonio Spurs, Cleveland Cavaliers. Spurs 20-34, 9-16 on the road. Cavs 33-21, 17-9 at home. Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. Spurs are 2-3, 10th in pace at 99.5 possessions a game. Cleveland 3-2, 29th in pace at 93.60 possessions a game. And Dan Kelly says JB still doesn't say if he's starting or coming off the bench. And okay, we'll break this down a little more. But by the way, Dan Kelly gave us a couple looks yesterday. One of them was the Nuggets team total over at 114, and they had 80 at halftime, and I tailed that. So that making things very much easier. Okay, and Trot says I really shouldn't bet Jose again. Yeah, he did hook you a line and sinker there. That was he knew that he could get Wham with the Lakers Bucks. And,
No. Hold up, Jay. Hold up.
Those aren't even his arms. That's his toddler brother's arms.
Yeah, it's a short slate today, so we got to make up some time, right? But hey, I don't want to see that. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is. Medley again, because ever since Jose has made that shit, I've lost. So I think there's some juju going on here.
I'm a sickness, Darryl. I'm a sickness. I'm a disease. I spread to everyone. I'm an infection.
No. Don't believe in that shit. Don't believe in that. Please don't. There's Jay Peasy. Says Darryl got 5 and you're 40, homie. There's Jay Peasy. Wants $5
Jay Peasy, my guy.
and you're 40 right there. No, don't believe in that, man. Please. We were talking about your streak as it was going. We were talking about how many in a row you'd won.
Yeah.
So I don't, but let's go. Okay, so
Okay.
Spurs are a well-rested group. They come in off
Right.
snapping their 3-game losing streak in a 131-106 win at home over San Antonio on Friday. Let's just see what we are dealing with here from the opening line and the closing line. We have this total opening up at 217. Now we have 216 and a half. and the Spurs opening up at +6, and they're now at 5.5. And this was my fault. I meant to already move on the Spurs, and now I'm going to lose that half point. But maybe the public will come in, and why don't we see if that is the case? Maybe we get back to that 6. Let's pull up Sports Insights here and see if that is the case. And then I'll just quickly set a table, and we'll go into Sports Ins. Come on, what the hell? Sports. Sorry, there we go. Let's just go into this, and then we'll see what Darryl thinks. But maybe if I can see some public money here, I can wait and maybe get that 6 again. We know that everybody's excited about these Cavs and excited about seeing Karras on this team. 8,814 tickets in, 70% of the tickets, 74% of the cash on the Cavs. And we see the half-point move the other side. Also, 31% of the tickets, 90% of the cash on the under. So the Spurs come off snapping their 3-game losing streak, 131-106 at home over San Antonio. The Cavs coming off their second straight win, 98-85 over the Pacers on Sunday. Chetty Osman paced the Cavs 22 points, 18 in the fourth. Kevin Love goes for 19 at 7, and Darius Garland is the question mark here. He's missed 4 straight games with the back injury. Cleveland's won 6 in a row at home. This is very, very, very interesting spot. Why don't you take it away, Darryl? Tell us your thoughts, Spurs, Cavs.
Yeah. This is what I like here. The play is definitely, in my opinion, Spurs first quarter. Right? Spurs first quarter. I'd seen a tweet earlier today, just saw it on J Money's end. Faves are covering like crazy, right? They're covering like crazy right now. So if you're the books, you're just getting pounded by these numbers. Yesterday was full of blowouts. Right? So can Cleveland come and win this game? I mean, the way the trend is going right now, it could be, right? Could be. San Antonio's rested. Right now, San Antonio is on a run. They're first right now in first quarter ATS. They're 6-3 in their last 10. Houston was a game that stuck out to me. And the reason why is because the Cavs scored 36-22 against Houston in the first quarter. But do you know who Houston beat in the first quarter? They beat Cleveland. So looking at the first quarter spreads right now, it looks as if that's going to be the best lean, in my opinion, for this game. Over in the last 3, besides the 12-point debacle that Cleveland just put up, the last 3 right now, San Antonio is averaging 29.7 points in the first quarter. The last 3 for Cleveland, they're averaging 21.7. We know San Antonio has always been good in the first quarter. We might get Lonnie Walker back. We might get Garland back here. And that's the only reason why I don't play this game. I don't know about Garland still. I don't know about Caris LeVert, right? But you also kind of missed the mark because this line was 6.5, so you probably would have had a whole 2 in the first quarter. Right now, it's San Antonio Spurs plus 1.5. That's where I'm leaning. I just want to know for sure who's playing for Cleveland. Because regardless of what it looks like, Caris LeVert is a bucket, bro. He is a bucket. And if Darius Garland comes in, I'm telling you right now, man. Darius Garland comes in, this whole dynamic of the team changes, right? So I got to wait on that news. I would be anxious to kind of press the button on this early. I really do believe San Antonio is going to get this game or at least cover, but I do like them first quarter. So the look here is San Antonio first quarter plus 1.5. That is my lean.
It's just going to remain a lean.
Yeah, it's going to remain a lean. The line kind of tells me that Garland's playing because it kind of went up for a little bit, but I don't understand why it went down. But if Garland's playing, man, then if that's true what Dan is saying, if Garland's playing, I haven't really checked it just yet. If he's playing, then I mean, sheesh, Cleveland could probably get up here. They could probably get up here.
Dan Kelly saying Garland in tonight. Well, then I will wait.
Yeah,
I will wait on that spot because if does it say, is it, let me just go to
yeah, Dan is saying it. I haven't seen anything just yet, but San Antonio against Houston, first quarter, 33-25. I mean, but that's Houston, right? San Antonio against Miami, even Miami, 21-19, right? So they kept it close, even though Miami blew their ass out, 112-95. San Antonio against Golden State. They lost that game 120-124. You know who won first quarter? San Antonio, 36-30. So they are going to get off. They do have the rest. I like the first quarter here, but I don't want to just jump right in just yet because Garland, if he's playing, man, that could change everything.
All right. And Peace, who will be celebrating his 50th birthday.
Nice.
In San Antonio. That is Tuesday the 22nd when we fly in. He says, and here it's also, he gambles for a living. So I would keep an eye on what he said. Garland or not, Spurs are to play. I agree, but we'll get a much bigger line. We will get a much bigger line.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Garland is in, so I am going to wait. And Nick Schnizzle knows. He says, Nick Schnizzle said the backup point guard went to the D-League yesterday, so Garland's in for sure. Garland's in for sure. All right, let's move. Let's move.
Jimmy, you know what? I think I'm going to make something official here.
Oh, really? What's that?
Wow.
I think I'm going to step in here. I think you guys have inspired me. I think I look for opportunities to bet the Spurs. Maybe because I'm a homer. I'm not really a Spurs fan either, but I think I like Spurs first quarter, like what you guys were saying.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to jump in on Spurs first quarter.
Now, what's the news with Lonnie Walker?
That's a good question. I'll do some research for you right now, Darryl. But I believe in the Spurs in certain spots, and I also think when you add someone new to the mix on a young team like the Cavs, I always think it takes a game or two to get them in the lineup, the rotation, get everything settled. You know?
Well, fade the star player.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the same thing. And calling Chris LeVert a star player is kind of strange, but he is a new scoring piece for that team. So I will gladly take the Spurs in the first quarter and let them figure it out. +2, fair enough.
And Jay Money. So Jose first quarter +2 at -109, and Jay says that Lonnie Walker went through the shoot around.
Well, here for what it's worth, I mean, they played January 14th, right? So not too long ago, Cleveland mopped their ass in the first quarter, 35-26. So that's why I didn't hop on this, right? I didn't hop on this. Garland played that game, put up 32, right? Lonnie Walker, everybody played that game as well. Even Jakob Poeltl had 0 points. So it's just one of those things to where if you're going to take San Antonio, maybe and see if this line moves a little, I think it is.
All right, so we have Jose locked in Spurs first quarter +2. Maybe it's best that I didn't go in. Maybe I will get a bigger line. That is Spurs Cavaliers. Back by popular demand, your next guest made his debut here on the show Friday, gave out the Cleveland Cavaliers +4.5. They win outright over the Charlotte Hornets. So we brought him back for another winner. Please welcome back the Omicron variant.
Yeah, Jimmy, you doubted me. All of your low baggers doubted me. They didn't think I could do it. But what did you learn? Omicron is undefeated and stronger than ever. Oh, there's no Garland. Oh, Cleveland's shorthanded. Oh, doesn't he know that Charlotte's so strong at home? Oh, shut up and listen to a variant.
We will now. That was very, very impressive. And you're doing a lot here. I hear you were wreaking havoc in Hong Kong. They have the highest number of COVID cases since the pandemic began.
Oh, yes, Omicron's tearing it up, baby. And I'm not going anywhere. Oh, you morons doing your own research. I love it. Don't get vaccinated. Don't wear masks. Oh, what I did to Hong Kong's hilarious. I'm more popular there than Jackie Chan ever was. Yes. I just attack vulnerabilities. And there's nothing more vulnerable right now than the Charlotte Hornets. Yes. Oh, if there's one thing us variants do, we attack vulnerabilities and we repeat habits. We're going right back to the well now. Oh, the Charlotte Hornets are ripe for the picking. They are 0-5 straight up their last 5. They're averaging 97 points a game in that span. If they can't shoot the ball, God knows they can't defend. 28th overall and opponent effective field goal percentage. And Hayward's back out. Wasn't that funny when Gordon Hayward tried to come back and play basketball? COVID wins again. Oh boy. If there's no defense and there's no offense, then what are they going to do to stop the trio of Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and the Vooch, coming off a close 3-point loss to the hottest team in the NBA? They almost brought them down. They should have no problem getting their revenge, or at least taking their frustrations out. Oh, I love taking my frustrations out on you unvaccinated assholes. Oh, the Bulls are gonna have their way, just like I'm gonna have my way. Oh, and they don't wash their hands. There's no fans in the stands, and it ruins your plans. And I'm here for that, man. I'm the Omicron. I'm the only one. Bulls -1.
Bulls -1. You heard it here from the Omicron variant. And if he goes 2-0, well, then we must have him back again this week. Continue your damage in Hong Kong. And thank you for sharing your wisdom with us, Omicron variant. I'm in. I believe.
Thank you, Jimmy. And make sure you thank all of your idiot friends there at the trucker rally in Canada. I love you all. Long live the pandemic.
Well, the Omicron variant is 1-0, and moving on, the Chicago Bulls got in on the Bulls.
Yeah, I can't stand Omarion. Omarion, Omarion terrible. I don't like him because Omarion made me lose my I don't give a fucking shit with the spread of his play. I can give two shits about Omarion and his damn betting, but he's right here.
Oh, looks
Omarion
like
is right today.
And Ixnizzle also on Omicron. Very interesting. Bulls, Hornets, and we've heard from the Omicron variant. 33-21 on the Bulls, 14-13 on the road. Hornets 20-27, 14-11 at home. Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Chicago 2-3, 21st in pace over their past 5, 97.86 possessions a game, while Charlotte 0-5, fourth in pace at 100.60 possessions a game. Bananas and Grapes says, bad person with a good pick. For the Omicron. Let's check out the situation here with the market. We have the Hornets are at 2 at some books, did open at 1. We also seen some crazy market movement in this game as well. And then from because it went up to 4 at one point and then back to 1. It's been all over the place. And then from a cash flow perspective, we have 9,444 tickets in. This is interesting. 20% of the tickets are on the Charlotte Hornets, but 50% of the cash. 50% of the cash. Then we have 2% of the tickets on the Hornets money line. And I know we don't talk money line tickets, but this caught me by surprise. 2% of the tickets, 35% of the cash on the Hornets. So there are some people who believe in this Hornet squad, and clearly there have been some big bets made on them. And then you have 75% of tickets on the over, 93% of cash on the over. And the total's gone from 217. Oh, sorry, that's the sorry. The total's gone from 234.5 to 235.5, and DraftKings moved it to 236.5. Bulls coming off their second straight loss, 127-124, as Omicron mentioned, to Phoenix on Monday. DeRozan goes for 38. They're just 2-7 in their road games over the last month. The Hornets coming off their fifth straight loss, 161-101 at home at the Raptors on Monday. Oubre goes 0-for-8 from 3, and Hayward left with an ankle injury. He was just back from a 2-week injury absence. He's listed as day-to-day. Take it away here. Jay Money says the problem is the Bulls not playing a lick of defense.
Yeah,
and Dan Kelly comes in with his first official play. Second quarter. Spurs, Cavs over 55, sold 1.5 on the full game total, and have over 218 that I will middle at halftime if the opportunity presents himself. But here for our official play, he has the Spurs, Cavs over 55. Take it away, Darryl, my guy.
Bulls 8-2 in the last 10, man, first half. Right now, it looks as if, Charlotte they're damaged goods right now, bro. They're damaged goods. No Gordon Hayward, he's out. No Book Night. So you got more minutes from T-Row, right? The rotations here are they just look bad, right? You've got these guys having to play more minutes. I mean, Charlotte is on a 5-game losing streak, bro. They're starting to turn, in my opinion, they're starting to turn into that team that was at the beginning of the year. And that is, they'll start off slow, right? And then have to play comeback in the second half. First half points for Charlotte right now in the last 3, they are averaging 46 points. Now, for whatever it's worth, man, that game that Charlotte played against Toronto is that team. They just could not get a shot up. You got some tall, long guys on every position, able to really lock down on defense. And there wasn't really anything that Toronto could do or Charlotte could do. Do I think they're going to shoot that poorly? Looking at that game, man, it was bad. Charlotte shot 22 from the arc. Is that going to happen again? I don't think so. But when I see now Chicago in their last 3 averaging more than their season average at 55 points, they are averaging more points, almost 10 more points than Charlotte in the first half. When I see their record of 8-2 in the first half, but how they're bad in the first quarter, that's also scary. But I do believe this is a spot to where you can take Chicago first half. Now, will Charlotte turn around and come back second half after Borrego, gives them a little jolt? Probably so. But this line is short enough to tell me, I do believe Chicago has some room for the first half, but I don't know how these teams are going to play in the first quarter. So I do like Chicago first half, but I'm not going to jump on it.
Very interesting breakdown. We have a lean from Darryl. We have second quarter Spurs Cavs over 55 for Dan Kelly. And we have the Bulls -1 for the Omicron variant.
So Mario. So Mario, I'm telling you. Man. Brothers call it Omarion variant, okay? We can't say Omicron.
I think I dislike Omarion more than the Omicron variant, to be honest with you. I don't know how that little guy had a career.
Touch.
And he's just small enough for me to say that to his face, too. Those R&B singers, they don't intimidate me at all. I remember when I talk about we have Walter Trotter, from Compton, and when I remember when I was in LA, I lived in LA from like 02 to 06, and I remember you'd be in a club and the game song would come on and be like, "Is Compton in the house?" And I remember every time hearing it, just doing a little peek, just a little peek, just to see. Just to make sure. But Omarion does not scare me whatsoever. Okay, so Bulls Hornets is a fascinating game here.
Yeah.
And we'll see if you'll pull the trigger. We all follow you on Twitter, so there's still a lot of time to make that decision. If you had a free bet here on the full game, would you?
I'm going Bulls.
You'd move with the Bulls.
Yeah, I'm going Bulls. I mean, not unless Borrego's had time to make the adjustments, because losing Gordon Hayward's a bad deal. Right, you're not getting that that consistent work from PJ when he comes off the bench. Right, Miles was on fire, but Miles Bridges is still good. Right, it's contract year, but I just don't know what's happened. The inconsistency. It's like this team is like night and day now. They were on a surge. I don't know if they just been exposed, but Chicago shouldn't be that bad of a team. I mean, just looking at who they've played. They played Phoenix, lost that by 3, right? Played Philly, lost that one by 9. Played Indy, won that, lost to Toronto, beat Orlando and Portland, right? I would book Charlotte Hornets kind of in that same category as at least Indy and Portland right now because of no defense. I would put them in that category. So is this a winnable game? Easily, in my opinion. I don't understand why this number is so short. But at the same token, Charlotte isn't going to keep shooting poorly. So maybe you can look at the over on this game as well. That's why I said 237. It just seems like if it's not going to be any defense played, then you should expect Charlotte to come out to a good shooting night because Chicago's defense is not really there either. So I would lean Chicago Bulls full game. But I just like the first half only because how Charlotte comes out in the second half. They have to play catch up. You saw them do that to Toronto. Toronto was up in that first half, and they came back. Right, they came back and kept it close, and then Toronto pulled away.
Very, very interesting. Schnitzel did just lock in the Bulls first half -1.5 -110 for 2 units. CT Bay says Bulls Hornets under here. Astute Chaos says lean under, but Bulls can't stop nobody. And Ryan Kozlowski says 237.5. Why so high? I know no defense for Charlotte, but it seems really high. Sharon looking at that Vooch rebound over. And North Ender saying Vooch over 15 boards is at +130. And Kyle Hintley making a big boy bet on the Bulls. All right, let's move on to our city's pride and joy. The Toronto Raptors, 29-23, 13-11 on the road at Oklahoma City Thunder, 17-36, 9-17 at home. Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And if we didn't love Masai, if anybody had any question about how much they love Masai Ujiri, I hope those are all laid to rest. We are so lucky with all the shit going on in Canada right now. We are so lucky that we have Masai Ujiri leading the decision-making for our basketball team, the only basketball team in our country. The man is a legend, and God, I love him. So let's break this down. Toronto winning 6 straight. They're 5-0, obviously, over the past 5, 19th in pace, 97.96 possessions a game, while Oklahoma City 3-2, 25th in pace at 96.59 possessions a game. And I can't thank Dennis Garcia enough for getting me on the Raptors to win the division, because it's just a fun bet. You know, it's just a fun bet to have in your pocket, and it's just going to bring me so much joy for the rest of the year, regardless of what happens to it. And I'll never stop thanking you, Dennis. It's so much fun. Okay, so this total opened up at 208.5, and it's all the way down to 204, 203.5 at PointsBet. So it's dropping fast. The Raptors opened up at -9.5, and now there's a whole bunch of 10s on the board. So let's go over to where the cash lies here. 9,898 tickets in, 69% of the tickets on the Raptors. We don't know the cash flow yet. It's not up for some reason. Then 35% of tickets on the under. So the public's on the over, and 93% of cash is on the under. And you have to wonder, has it gotten so low now with a 5-point switch off of, or a 4.5 point from what? Oh, wow. I forgot about that goddamn horse race. We had 13 minutes to post, and I forgot about it.
See?
And my account's locked and loaded.
See?
Damn. So shout out to Birdie, who gave us a winner over at Parks Race 1. God damn it. My whole plan was to... God, I just lost my head here hosting this show. Okay. I got 28-1, Billy, and it was down to 9-1 a couple days ago. It's down to 6-1 in some books, but Dennis got 40-1. I would, when Dennis started talking about it, I was like, really? And then, okay, so let's go. During the winning streak, Siakam, 24 points, 11 boards, 5.5 assists per game. Thunder come off their second straight loss, 110-98 at home over the Warriors, or to the Warriors on Monday. Baisley goes for 14 points, 7.7 boards, and is shooting 46.8% over this last string of games, coming off a season high tying 20 points in Monday's 110-98 loss to Golden State. Shea and Mike Muscala are out of the lineup, both out for a long period of time with ankle injuries, and the Thunder have lost 14 of 18 games. Take it away here, Darryl. Raptors Thunder.
I already stepped on it. Could be irresponsible, but you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Give me Toronto. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is. You ready for this? Here's my analysis. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit. So yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if this strikes out, I'm going to have to probably put that in my back pocket for a little bit. But I'm telling you, if you have, to my people in the chat, if y'all have not been watching how Toronto's playing ball right now, you are missing out, because this team is firing on all cylinders. There's 2 teams where I'm really impressed by the defense as of late. One is Boston Celtics, and the other is Toronto Raptors. I got this at -9. I got this at -9. When I saw it this morning, I'm like, okay, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. But Toronto, the way they've been just decimating teams, I guarantee you're not going to see any scoring from Oklahoma City. Toronto is second in the league on offensive boards. They're averaging now like in the top 3, 36 defensive boards a game. There is no way OKC even gets to the century mark here. The great amount of defense that is being played by Toronto, every one of these guys are long, pause. Every one of these guys are tall. They play lockdown defense. They're having a double Siakam. Scotty Barnes, I mean, that game could have got out of hand against Charlotte. And it's all right, it still did, but Scotty Barnes had like 2 early fouls and he had to come out, right? We know that Nick Nurse is going to play his stars. There's no answer for Fred VanVleet and what he's doing right now. He's going to get his shots. If you don't think that this game is going to be like a 20-point game, bro, I mean, this game is going to be over before it started. Everybody is probably going to jump on OKC because for whatever reason, OKC likes to stick around. OKC likes to stick around. This is also a revenge game, right? Because OKC got him. OKC got him last game. That was in December. This is not the same Toronto team that was in December. This team is firing on all cylinders. They're going for that number 1 spot in the East. I like this game to be one of the biggest blowouts on the card tonight. This game here. OKC doesn't have a chance here. Toronto, -9, -10, I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
What do you think of our guy, Stan Lynch, who always has such incredible stats for us? We love you, Stan.
Mm-hmm.
Says Raptors 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games versus a team with a winning percentage below 400 scares me a bit. Are we focused? Because that's not the only time the Thunder have got us. The Thunder have beaten us multiple times over the last couple of years with really weak lineups. So is that enough to take away that fear of that?
I've already taken it. And I mean, Stan Lynch, great point there, brother. But there's always more narrative to the story, right? I mean, once you start taking that red pill and start going down this rabbit hole, these 6 games, were they off back-to-backs, right? Were they against better teams than OKC? Was a player out for that game, right? I mean, Oklahoma City just got him. But you're just seeing a completely different Toronto team. And I could be wrong here. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed at all in the NBA. But what Toronto's doing as of late, locking down people. I mean, Toronto is on what? Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've won 8 of their last 10, right? They're just vibing. You know Nurse is going to play his guys, right? So I just think you have a more conditioned team here. And if they lose, then, you know, they lose. But I don't think so. I jumped on this early. And just like that, the line went up. The line went up. It went up. So I'm not afraid of this number here. I like the full game here. I just think altogether, when you see OKC win these spreads but don't win the game, it's just I think teams let off the gas. I really do. I really do. But in this regard here, this one here just looks like the Raptors are going to be able to lock them down. Toronto is just a great team schematically, what they do. The pick and roll action that Barnes and Siakam is running is great. VanVleet, man, shooting the lights out the building right now. You know what I'm saying? Even Boucher, rim protector. They just got some long guys, man. Pause. And it's just, for whatever reason, these guys just do their job. They just do their job. So the -10, I'm not afraid of. I'm jumping on it. I like it.
I love it. A couple things here. Big shout out to Raven in the desert. OG Lowbag we haven't seen in so long out in Vegas. It's so great to see you in the chat. You get asked about often, Raven, so it's so great to see you rolling with us. It means a ton. Viper on the trifecta here. I've been noticing that when he's hitting such a high percentage when he's on the trifecta. So he's moving on the trifecta there. And there was one other thing here, but I've lost it in my head. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's it. Tonight, for those of you who like to imagine, you know, the wild shit that happens in this 1-bedroom apartment in Parkdale, it is Carter's first birthday, and one of my best friends, Sonny Dollywall, is in Toronto, so we're all gonna be wearing our Raptors jerseys. Nutflush Allen bought Carter his Raptors jersey. Ella has her Siakam jersey that she rocks, the old school dinosaur white Siakam jersey. So we're all going to be in our Raptors jersey watching the game tonight, celebrating Carter's first birthday. So that's what's happening.
Happy birthday to the young fella.
Yeah, first birthday. And we're going to eat a bunch of sushi and drink a ton of sake. And so, you know, who knows? what I'll look
Start
like.
him early. Start him early, brother.
Okay, let's go. And then do you want to make this official because it's 10?
That is official.
Unfortunately. Okay.
Yeah, that's official, man. That's official. And this is a scary spot, right? Because the narrative that OKC does have is that they do just stick around. They do stick around. So maybe even a better play could be Toronto first half, right? Because you did see Charlotte kind of make that turnaround in the third quarter. But for whatever reason, man, I don't think OKC has enough. I really don't. So I'm not afraid of this number. I got it at -9. Wouldn't be surprised if I pushed at a 10, but I just got to go with it.
So the 10 has dropped a cent in the last few minutes to -106. So the 9.5 is -116. But
let's go with the 9.5 in this regard, just so that we can not get a push.
All right, Darryl, first action is in. I don't know what I'm going to do individually betting this game. I may just be ready to attack it live. Sonny's a huge basketball fan and basketball player too, so we'll see what he wants to do if he wants to make moves. So I'm not sure it might just be a fun thing just to bet live while we watch the game. Raptors -9.5 and -116. And would you have interest in the team total under for the Thunder? At my book right now, it's 97.5.
Yeah, see, that's close, right? That's close. I mean, they put up 98 against Golden State. They put up 103 against Sacramento, bro. 103, right? Barely reached the century mark. They put up 96 in Portland. So, I mean, if this was at 100, then I would say, yeah. I couldn't talk anybody off of that because that's how much I believe in the Toronto defense. Honestly. I mean, the books are not even giving you. They're not even fucking giving you the century mark to this team. So at 97, right? The total on this game right now is 206. I'm seeing 203.5. 203, bro. There's no way in hell that Oklahoma City is getting to the century mark. So could they get to 97, 98? Man, that's real tough. It's on my end, it's too close to call. But what I do appreciate about that number is it's telling me that Toronto's going to get up for this game and OKC is not going to score on that defense.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how the Raptors handle these two games. You have the Thunder and the Rockets, two, very weak opponents. And are they going to realize what they're doing here with this 6-game winning streak? And I believe they will. And you talk about shooting lights out. Siakam, 47.5% from three over.
Jesus.
Not sure how many games, like 6 games, last 8 games or something like that. Eric Jones giving us his final score, 110-94. And Dan Kelly, second play is in Hornets. First half, money line.
Wow. Yeah, see? I mean, that's why it was just a lean for me. I mean, you just don't know. I don't think Charlotte's going to come out and shoot that bad, right? They were missing open threes. You don't think Kelly is going to probably shoot as bad as he did. You think Melo might have a better shooting night. This is the team to do it against. I mean, I know Lonzo isn't playing that game, but you still want LaMelo to come in and take his brother's team down. So, yeah, that's why that was a lean for me. But this Raptors team, I think the concern for a lot of people also is, well, Raptors play tomorrow. OKC does not,
Yeah, absolutely.
So is that going to be one of those things to where they let off the gas later on in the game? But regardless of who you play, man, these guys just have serious defense. Serious. And for whatever it's worth, Nick Nurse can give two shits about a back-to-back. There's two coaches that will play they'll play their guys. There are many coaches, but will just play them notoriously. That's Tibbs and that's Nick Nurse, right? And you see Tibbs, a little dumbass, what he did yesterday. They were getting blown out, and he gets basically RJ Barrett hurt with 41 seconds left in the game. You're getting blown the fuck out. Why didn't you take all your starters out of the game? So.
And yeah, you're right. Maurice Walker saying Houston's not a look-ahead game. I'm looking ahead at it.
True.
Not saying the Raptors looking ahead. I'm very interested to see how they handle back-to-backs against the weakest teams in the league. I'm not saying it's a look-ahead game for the Raptors. I am looking at it. And then another thing here that Oh yeah, of course. It was when Stan Lynch said, "Well, Raptors take the foot off the gas in the fourth with with Houston," and we've seen that big favorites letting the huge double-digit dog cover, and they're not letting them cover, but coming back to cover because they don't have any pressure on them and they don't play their starters much in the fourth or at all. And I said that yesterday to Pete. I was like, "Don't you think that maybe we should bet the Pacers team total in the first half?" And not the full game, because what happens if they're getting destroyed? And so I had the first half under. Was that this past Tuesday? I'm getting deja vu. Maybe it was a week prior, but yes, I think that's very important, and I think that would be the look if I decide to do it. I think maybe a first half.
You could. I mean, I'm telling you, the way this defense plays, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if Oklahoma only had like 40 points in the first half. And now you don't have Lou Dort, right? Which is a defensive anchor there. I mean, this should be like a 70-40 game in the first half.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm looking at that first half under. I'm interested in it. Darryl has moved on the Raptors. 9.5. Someone's right. First half team total under. Fourth under question mark. Yes.
You know what? I'm talking myself into it right now. What's the first half number?
It's not available for me at Bet365, which is wildly interesting, but I'll pull it up here at Pinnacle, which would have given you the better number anyways. Yes, I did name Carter after Vince Carter, but not just Vince Carter. I also named him after Joe Carter. So Vince more, I'd say 75 or 80% Vince and then 25 or 20% Joe. But yes, he's named. It's the strongest Toronto sports name. Look, I'm a Vancouver kid. I'm not a Toronto guy. I'm a Vancouver guy, but I respect Vince.
I got Raptors -6. I just placed the bet. Put that on for me. First half, Raptors -6.
Yes, and this -6 is a -102 here.
Yeah, take it. I'll take it because this game is going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. So yeah, Raptors full game and then Toronto Raptors -6 first half.
I like it. Let's keep rolling along. Next up, 10 p.m. Eastern, Golden State Warriors 41-13, 16-9 on the road at Utah Jazz, 33-21, 18-10 at home at Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah. Warriors 5-0 over their past 5. They've won 9 straight. But over their past 5, they're 15th in pace at 98.5 possessions a game. Utah 3-2, 20th in pace at 97.90 possessions a game. Let's take a look at what the Action Network is telling us how the market has moved here. We have the Jazz opening up as 3.5-point favorites, and now they're at between 1.5 and 2.5. It's interesting that they opened at 3.5 because I saw them at 1.5, and then now they're now at 2. So that's interesting. Okay, so let's move back to the cash flow in this spot. 8,839 tickets in, 74% of the tickets, 95% of the cash on the Golden State Warriors. Interesting. 12% of the tickets, 38% of the cash on the under. And let's move back to this here and go over to total and see what's happened with this total. This total opened up at 223 and it's now up to 224.5. Well, clearly the public's on the over, but big bet's coming in on the under. Very, very, very interesting. Warriors coming off their 9th straight win, 110-98 at Oklahoma City on Monday. Clay goes for 21. Steph, 18, 10, and 9. Jazz coming off their 3rd straight win, 113-104 at home over the Knicks on Monday. Mitchell has changed everything for the squad, not surprisingly. 32.7 boards, 6 assists, 4 steals. And Azubuike has been stepping up with Gobert out and Hassan Whiteside. That guy got, he was on the Raptors summer league team before he got onto the Heat, but he gets $20 million a year. And what happens? It's so strange when you watch some of these guys just get paid and just sort of shut down. So Azubuike averaging 11.7 boards over his past 3 games. Important to know. Take it away here, Darryl. Warriors, Jazz.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about this game.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about this game. But for the sake of conversation, I mean, I looked at first half, first quarter. Utah is better than Golden State in scoring, which is fucking crazy to me. It's crazy to me. You don't have Clay. He's resting, right? You do have Warriors who play great perimeter defense. Donovan Mitchell is back from his 18,000th concussion. You kind of look at how Donovan Mitchell and Jordan and Clarkson play. It's just one of those games to where I wouldn't be surprised, man, if Utah just wins this game outright. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't. Golden State plays tomorrow. It's just one of those things to where looking at how short this line is. I mean, Golden State's been on a tear, bro. They've been on a tear. Why is this line so short? Why is this line so short? And I'm thinking this is their 9th 1, 2. Bro, they won 9 in their last 10, 9 in a row. And you're giving me a 1.5 -2 against the Utah Jazz, who does not have their best defender on the court. What the fuck is going on? Some is fishy there, right? I don't want to think more into it. I wouldn't be surprised if Jazz won this game, but I thought Golden State would get to a good start, but there's no Clay, right? There's no Clay here, right? And then you have, I believe, Kevon Looney. Might he play? Might he not play?
It's questionable.
He's questionable, right? So that's another big that's gone. Another big that's gone. So for now, man, I'm just off this goddamn game. I don't want any smoke in this game at all. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Utah just comes out and mops them in elevation. And then Golden State, you know, what you got to do is live bet this game, right? Because if they do get down, then you know for sure that Golden State will come back in the third quarter. So you live bet the game, let the Jazz come up because they're averaging 62 points in the first half. I mean, they're still top 5. All the debauchery that goes on with Utah and what people being in and out and not being fully healthy, they are still in top 5 in first half scoring. So what I'd like to see really happen is everybody go ahead and bet Golden State, man. See if you lose your money, because it just seems like this is a Utah spot. But I don't want any smoke in this at all.
It's a tricky game here.
It's tricky.
Okay, Billy Friedrich said Utah 2-8 lost 10 against the spread, but they're a different team. With fire out there.
Everything points toward Golden State. I mean, how do you bet against a squad who's just won their last 9 out of 10 games? Right? They are losing spreads, but at the same time, you have spreads like 12, 14, 10.5, 13, 16.5. You know what I'm saying? This is basically a fucking bucket that you have to beat Utah by. So you outright just telling me that Golden State can't beat this team on the tear that they're on, even without Clay? No, but it's tricky. So just pass on this shit.
Let's move on to 10 p.m. Eastern. LA Lakers 26-28, 9-16 on the road at Portland Trail Blazers 21-33, 14-15 at home at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Lakers 2-3 over their past 5, 9th in pace at 99.62 possessions a game, while Portland is losing 0-5, 18th in pace, 98.00 possessions a game. We have this total opening up at 226. It's dropped to 223.5. And from the spread look, we have the Lakers opening up at -5.5, and they have shot it all the way up to -9.5 point favorites here. Let's take a look at the cash, actually. Take a look at the cash. We have 9,230 tickets in, 20% of the tickets, 45% of the cash on the Blazers on the spread. And then you have 35% of tickets, 84% cash on the under. So the big bets have come in on the under. Uncle Oliver is on the Jazz -2. North Ender on the Jazz -2. Okay. Let's talk about this Blazers game. Both teams on the second half of back-to-backs. Lakers on the second half of back-to-back, losing badly, 131-116 at home to the defending champion Bucks. I don't know why I didn't triple up. Just took the first quarter, which is a spot that Nutflush Allen's been just cashing with back in the Bucks in the first quarter. LeBron, after the game, said, "We're not on the Bucks level and probably won't reach it."
He did. He said that. That's a dog whistle, bro.
Oh, just stop we're not on the Bucks level right now.
Yeah, you can stop there. You can stop right the fuck there.
What? Just the guy's just not. He just hasn't been leading like he used to. Back a few years back, he was. Now everything's about him and put everybody on my shoulders and then saying things like that. We won't reach it. It's just being a letdown. Man. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant ever saying anything like that?
He wouldn't.
Can you imagine? Never. Not ever, 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 ever.
Would never admit to shit like that. Yeah. No.
They would say we're not on the Bucks level right now. but he wouldn't. They wouldn't, and they'd always intimate that they're capable of getting there.
Yeah.
I'm not and I've always championed LeBron, and it's going away over the last couple of years. 27 points against the Bucks on Tuesday. Davis has 22. Russell Westbrook goes for 10 and 10, 11 of 40 shooting in his last 40 shots, hit 11 of them, 3 of 11 against the Bucks. So Justin Winslow made his first appearance, first start, second game. But Keon Johnson and Eric Bledsoe have yet to make their Portland debuts. Anthony Simons doing all the heavy lifting. And he got Portland within 5 points with just over 6 minutes left, but then he was put away. They were put away. Take it away here, Darryl. Lakers, Blazers.
What did I say about last game?
I remember it well. I don't give a fucking shit about this game.
Okay, repeat. Because
I
I
give a
don't.
fucking shit about this game.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. If I didn't give a shit about the Utah Golden State game, I really, 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 really don't give a shit about this game. At all. At all, Jay. This game, okay, first and foremost, how is Milwaukee only -4 against the Lakers? Who fucking capped that line? What was that about? The problem is this. Watch LA, and this is just me being kind of a homer, but I'm an angry homer. Watch them smack the shit out of Portland tonight. Watch it happen. But I'm not playing this game. I won't even give the credit of opening my box wine to this game. There's no smoke at all that I want in this game, Jimmy, because until the Lakers do something with this lineup, all the messages are pointing to that Westbrook is gone, bro. But I mean, it's hard to unload him. Westbrook, he's in his own head. I call him Rusty Westbrick because he's in his own head right now. He cannot get out of his head for whatever reason, man. And it's sad to see, actually. It's really sad to see. It's really sad to see. But it's always these times to where when you look at a Lakers team and they become like that auto fade team, you see this line, a lot of people are going to jump on Portland. Portland's a dumpster fire right now. I mean, they're in a position of rebuilding, right? So to me, it's just one of these games to where first off, you want to see if somebody's going to sit because they have a tummy ache, right? You're going to see like if, the Lakers just don't play back-to-backs, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So if anything, if I had to choose a side, it would still be the Lakers here. I think the Lakers are going to smack Portland. I do. But do I have any confidence that they'll do it? Fuck no. No whatsoever. So I'm off this game. But I could come real close to still betting the Lakers this game because I do believe they can get it done.
Yeah.
But here's another prop for you also. If you want to, step on LeBron James points here if he plays, and I do believe he does. He'll get 30. He'll get 30 points tonight. What's the number on that?
Let's see. I have available for me. I have 27.5 juiced heavily to the over.
Yeah. So what if you sell a point?
If I did something like that, I could only go a lot of points. But some books are much better than this one. I could go 35.5 and get plus 4.5.
No, because I do believe he gets over the 27. He could have a 28-point night, but yeah, I'm off it.
It's an ugly game, and this is another one. They just faced last night to no fanfare whatsoever. 10 p.m. Eastern, Minnesota Timberwolves 28-25, 12-15 on the road at Sacramento Kings, 20-35, 14-16 at home. Golden One Center in Sacramento, California. Minnesota playing nice basketball right now.
Yeah.
Over their past 5, they're the fastest pace in the league at 102.4 possessions a game, and they've won them all. Sacramento 2-3, 7th in pace at 100 possessions a game. Move over to the Action Network, see what they've been doing here with movement. The Timberwolves opened up as 9-point favorites. They're now 9.5 at some books. Most are still at 9. And from the total look, We have the total opening up at 232.5. It's now at 234.5 or 235. 235. And then cash flow wise, we have 7,149 tickets in. 32% of the tickets, 48% of the cash on the Kings. 73% of tickets, 99%
Wow.
cash on the over. Wolves beat up on Sacramento last night, 134-114.
They did. Mhm.
Cat and Vanderbilt just dominated the boards, and I don't know how I was not on them. It's just so stupid. 16-5 on the offensive glass. Towns finished with 25 points, 9 boards. Vanderbilt had 7 offensive boards. Malik Beasley went for 7 of 8 from 3-point range. He wound up with 21 points. They just dominated. So no Sabonis, no Lamb, no Holiday. And, they also had no Rashawn Holmes and no Marvin Bagley. And then they lose Harkless to a sprained right ankle. So they hope to have Sabonis, Lamb, and Holiday available for the rematch. But they got to pass the physicals and all that, and we don't know if that's happening. But De'Aaron Fox was back, and Davion Mitchell and De'Aaron Fox, that's your backcourt of the future now for this King squad. And Fox went for 29 points. Mitchell went for 8 points. Take it away here, Darryl. Is there anything that interests you?
I am interested in this first half and full game. I mean, I don't see how you get right in 24 hours. Complete blowout by Minnesota. They just played, right? -9. It's the same line. It's the same damn line. Minnesota's first in the league in first quarter points. First in the league. They're scoring on average right now in their last 30 points. Right? Sacramento, not so much. Sacramento right now is sitting at an easy 21st in the league. Right? They're averaging 31. Their average is better, but that was based upon a 35-point first quarter that they put up against Minnesota. But Minnesota put up 35, so it was tied. You could probably see that happen again. So that's why I wouldn't jump on the first quarter or the first half here. They did keep it at least a little bit close until it got out of hand. Both teams are going to be gassed. They're both going to be gassed. First quarter, Minnesota's dropped down substantially to 57 points average for the season, and 64 last 3 is what they're averaging. That was based on the 73 points they put up against Sacramento. Sacramento is giving you 61 points in the last season. So once again, those numbers are, or in the last 3 rather. So once again, it's too close for my comfort for me to even take them first half to cut down that -9 to maybe a -4.5, right? So the only way I could look here is full game, but now you got 2 gas teams. So it's for right now, the angle would be to play Minnesota, but it's just not really I don't feel I have an advantage here. 5-4 in their first quarter. Last 10, 5-4-1 in their first quarter. 6-4 in their first half for Minnesota. Sacramento's 4-6 in their first quarter and 4-6 in their first half. I don't have an advantage here because I think Sacramento can at least come out and get it done to at least keep that margin to where they can cover the spread. Are they going to win outright? No. And then the 9 to me now is too much because Minnesota can easily turn off the faucet here once the game has gotten out of hand and you see a backdoor cover. So no, I'm off this game.
Yeah, I get it. And by the way, North Ender did get me on the right thing. Under milestones, you can get LeBron over 30 at plus 125.
30.
You're right. I know what you're thinking here. Here's a guy that seems like in a game where other like Mike might lose interest. LeBron is only thinking about his statistics.
His scoring. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very interesting angle. Like, of course, that's all he's thinking about. So
what is Anthony Simons' points?
let's check out Anthony. By the way, my top shot. So the cheapest Anthony Simons from Series 2 on my top shots, cheapest one $60. Gary Trent's up to $69 for the cheapest NFT. It's moving in the right direction. Let's go the Anthony Simons prop here. Huh. Do they not? They only have Lakers up right now. Weird.
Interesting. Yeah, because I'm seeing the same thing. I'm asking Dan here because I might just step on this right now. I see Malik Monk at 15.5 points. I think he can get it against Portland. I wanted to know the chat's opinion on that because I just might step on that and make that official.
Okay.
15 and a half points. He's going to shoot some threes, right?
Yeah.
His last
LeBron loves
game.
him.
Yeah, his last game he put up 20.
Against the Knicks game, he had 4 at the half.
Yeah,
And then he just went off. Changed the
so
whole
over and
dynamic.
under on threes. Malik Monk over 2.5, but that is heavily juiced. It's at minus 161. Do you have anything for 3.5 threes from Malik Monk?
Let's see what we have for threes made. So for threes, we have that heavily juiced 2.5, but 3 milestones. Yeah, we have 4. So that's over 3.5 is plus 150.
Oof. 4 threes from Malik Monk. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. This is getting kind of ballsy today, man. But yeah, let's do that. Malik Monk. So you have milestone, which means he has to just shoot 4, correct?
Yeah. Over 3.5 threes at plus 150.
Got you. Let's do it. Let's do it. I believe he can get 4 threes.
Yeah. Milestone is just hitting it. Thank you guys. Yeah, you guys know, I stopped betting player props this year.
Yeah.
Across the board. So, but
this is going to be my only one here, but I do like that. I mean, Malik he's just a baller. He's a baller, man. And you got to keep him, right? You got to keep him. So that is an official play for me. Malik Monk over 3.5 threes. We're going to get some money there at plus 150. I like it.
All right, that concludes our NBA breakdowns. Let's review NBA action. Jose, say hey, play of the day is Spurs first quarter plus 2. One whole bouquet is coming off a win yesterday on the Bucks minus 3.5, and he added a stake to that. So he's owed 2 stakes now by Wham owes him 2 stakes.
Wham owes him 2 stakes?
2 stakes. So everybody else, he's lost every single stake bet to every person except for Trotwell.
Everybody in the audience, now listen to me carefully, is being given a special package, and I don't want you to open it. Do not open it. Cameras are on you, so do not open until I tell you. All right, open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3.
You get a steak. 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 Everybody gets a steak.
Can we get a new video for tomorrow, Jose, or no, for Tuesday for when Wham's on, where it's Wham and it's just your face on every person, Jose?
Yeah. I was about to say I should put except for Wham at the end of that one. So,
wow.
Let's just do a Wham steak one where it's Wham being Oprah and he's saying you, and it's every person in the audience is you.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna get a fillet, maybe a T-bone. How about a ribeye? I don't know. We'll see. Wham.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I can't do my man Wham like that. Hey, Wham he's gonna get those steaks back. Trust, he'll get them back.
He's so easy going, Wham, but like he won our first poker tournament we had. He picked up 2K. You know, like he doesn't mess around, but he is easy going. Spurs first quarter plus 2 for Jose. Then we have Dan on the Spurs Cavs over 55 in the second quarter. He's also on Charlotte moneyline first half. I believe those are the only 2 spots from our Dan Kelly. And let's give Dan Kelly a shout out. So the 2 database plays of the day at this point: second quarter Spurs Cavs over 55, and first half Charlotte moneyline at plus 100. Then Darryl has doubled up on the Raptors first half -6 and -102, and the I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is play of the day is the Raptors -9.5 and -116. Then nothing for us in Warriors Jazz. He's moved on Monk over 3.5 threes at plus 150, and nothing for us at this point in Timberwolves Kings. I would love to go back second game in 2 nights against the same opposition and believe in the Kings, but I just can't do it with all the roster change up. It just doesn't make sense. So there you have it. There's our NBA coverage. I'm so excited to have you back on Friday. And the best news of the day, our guy Darryl is going to be in San Antonio with us. man, that's just music to our ears. It's going to be. I'm so excited. I'm basically I don't leave the house until I head to San Antonio. So that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. Oh, and sorry, we have 2 more plays in from Dan. So let me grab them here. So this is Dan's full. So as the 2 I mentioned, he's got first quarter Minnesota Sac over 60.5 and Toronto OKC over 205. And what an interesting look on that first quarter over from Dan in that game. That makes a ton of sense to me because it kind of reminds me sort of what we just saw from the Rockets Pelicans. The first quarter skies over and the rest of the game goes to the under and the under cashes. Rance liking the Jazz to cover at home. Reese Walker on my boy Gary Trent Jr. over 18.5 points. We love Gary. We love his father. We love the whole fam. This is great. Great stuff. Darryl, my man. Everybody follow Darryl on Twitter at It's Darryl. And that San Antonio news is huge, huge news.
It's already in motion. It's already in motion, man. So, yeah, I'm going to be happy to get out there and do some dirt.
Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Any last words before we put a bow on this?
Yeah, thanks again for everybody, man. I appreciate you all. Once you start naming names, like I say, you do get in trouble. But I definitely see y'all in the chat. Just going back, don't play the Malik Monk if you think it's a lot. I'm just going with my gut here on this. But all the love and condolences, I appreciate y'all. Everybody here has definitely made me feel like I'm part of the family. And I will see you in 2 days, man. I appreciate you.
We love you, Darryl. What a great, great guy. There he is at It's Darryl on Twitter. So a tricky NBA card. It's funny. I didn't feel like it was that tricky until we started. Now, I'm going to take a step back and take another look. Billy Friedrich, who loves the second half over 2 with those 2 teams. So maybe it's just the first half over. There. Okay, so let's break this down in NHL. In NHL, I've made 3 moves and I'm ice cold, but I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what the hell's going to happen to my NHL, but I am. Let's see. Has there been any market move in that Dallas game? No, still exactly where it was. There's some slight buyback on the Oilers. That's good. And the Islanders taking money. Interesting. So they've moved 10 cents. We talked about why are the Islanders the favorite. They've taken 10 cents. And some more money has come on the over. So the over 5 was at minus 135, and then it went down to minus 130 about 4 hours ago. Now it's back to minus 135. Oh, that's wild. Wild. Joshua Chipman says Bookie's got smashed last night. Yeah, I imagine. They've been getting killed in the NBA for the first time ever, right? Because favorites are just winning. So I have 5 looks. I'm on the Philadelphia Flyers at minus 115. That has not changed. I probably should have turned that into a minus 1 just to ensure a plus line there with such a bad hockey team. Stan Lynn said hit a couple NHL OTs to get you in the Black Predator Stars OT plus 314, Isles Nucks OT plus 303. I like those, Stan. Then I'm on my most important bets of the night are the Oilers first period minus 1/2 plus 135 and the Oilers minus 1/2 plus 130. And looking back at it, I should have just taken the minus 1 at minus 117, but it moved to minus 122 and I was angry. And so I reached. But I am going to add Dallas money line and the over 5.5. Piker says tail the Omicron variant. Maybe that's what I need to do. Spreadsheet play today for Ron Crawford is Edmonton in regulation. I like seeing that, like knowing that he's with me. We stayed off Vegas, Calgary, and Arizona, Seattle. Although I kind of want to back Seattle, but I wanted them to carry the momentum from that road trip. And then Islanders, Vancouver, I'm off at this point. Max has moved on 3 spots in college basketball. Rutgers plus 141. Cornell first half team total over 41.5 minus 122. Northern Kentucky minus 3.5 minus 108. And you want to pop up the hotel information one last time, Jose? And actually, let's pop that up one more time. So I've got to figure out exactly what I'm doing. I'm not entirely sure at this point.
Not staying at Casa de Bucket?
Will she be here? Will she be there?
She will not be there, unfortunately. She will be with DJ. DJ's got her reserved, unfortunately.
All right. You know what, Jose? I'm not sure about. I stink of booze. I know it's not going to be good for me around the family. It's not going to be good. I stink of booze. But
you're right.
We'll talk. I'd like a family dinner. Nice family dinner. Meet the fam.
Yeah, you'll have Venezuelan food for the first time. We'll bless you. And hey, Jimmy, by the way, I did this little research. People wondered, where's the hotel? What's in relation to Southtown? If I get this hotel, am I going to be close to Southtown, Jimmy?
Yeah.
I mean, we're right there, dude. We're right there. Look at that. A little
Very
11
close.
minutes. We'll be right there. That's the hotel to Southtown 101 where all the action will be. It's going to be a good time. And remember, this is not a online promo code. We're old men here. Call the number right
Oh, you have
there.
to call?
Oh yeah. Call that number right there. That is the hotel. Tell them promo code pub322 or block code, whatever you want to call it. $106. It's actually a nice little incentive to stay longer too. $106 longer you stay, better it is. So definitely jump by and join us. It'll be fun.
I'm very, very excited. And we still have, 6-7 weeks for us to make plans and set everything up. So lots of time. Michael Evelina says NBA favorites 28-1 and against the spread 26-2-1 last 4 days. Wow, that's just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
I wish I could hit a bet, but we're good. Hey, here we go.
You cashed the bucks yesterday.
It made me feel
Jared
a little
TG says I haven't called anyone in years. That's what Jared TG says.
Jared, I know it's a weird time. I don't call people. Jimmy, it's people who call me in order of most. It's Jimmy, Helga, my mom. So Jimmy is the person that calls me the most by far.
I do. I call you a lot. And you're always there to answer the call. And you put so much energy into the show. I love working with you, Jose. Very thankful to work with you. Okay, that is our show. Jose, stay with me for the end of this. Thank you guys so much for rolling with us. Shout out to all the cappers rolling with us. Nasty Nate says, who am I rooming with?
By the way, I forgot to say this. People are asking to group up. So definitely reach out to people, group up in those rooms. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 large. I think it's 2 beds, 2 large beds in the room. So I definitely go and group up. Like Nasty Nate said that. I believe Cashman earlier in the chat was asking who he can room up with. So Nate, Cashman, you guys can go at it right there and have some time.
Well, don't you just ruined it.
Well, Jimmy, get your mind out of the gutter. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Well,
dude.
you just said go at it. What the hell is what are you inferring?
I'm inferring that they have a wonderful time in their separate beds, drink and booze all night at Southtown 101, You do it, Jimmy. You finger. That finger is very close. Very close, Jimmy.
Okay, let's go. Let's put a bow on this. Love you guys. I need. God, my palms just started just glistening. I need to make up for what happened yesterday in NHL, and it's frustrating. We had a nice run in the NFL playoffs, and I put a smash into that, but I demand more, and I hope to get it here. Thank you guys so much for running with us. Jared, JB, Sharon, Billy Friedrich, Sammy Culmer, Kyle Hintley, and Nash Nate, Puzzler, Stan Lynch, Bananas and Grapes, Piker.
I missed the other one.
And Maurice Walker, Cashman, and very excited. Oh, and Von Polo, and happy birthday to Tata Booker. And I'd be I'm very, very interested to see what happens in NHL for me tonight, because I'm about to lose my shit. So on behalf of all of us, let's get paid and let's have a strong day. We had a nice day in NBA yesterday, nice enough. Let's continue it today. Let's get this motherfucking cash. Lecce. Hey, those bookmakers!